All right, it is Friday night. You know what time it is. It ain't your first time being here. It's not your last time being here, baby. It is Friday night drinking hands. Somehow, some way, you made it through the work week. I don't know how you did it, and I don't need to know how you did it. But all I know is that you're here tonight for Friday night drinking hand. We got a great guest coming on tonight, my man Felix. I'm telling you guys, this is going to be a good one. We got my man Felix straight out of Medellin, Colombia. We got a video we're going to be doing a review on. You know, I always got a video where somebody was on some fuckery. It ain't just brothers. And now he disappointed in how things turned out in Medellin. But we're going to find out how it is a person can be successful in Colombia, other than Andre, over here in Cali. How you can still be successful when it comes to dating and mating in Colombia, no matter what city you're in. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. Before we bring my man Felix on, we're going to do a few shout outs. Let me know, guys, if I am freezing. Let me see if I look good. So far, so good. Looking so far, so good. Okay, cool. Let me put the monitor right over here so I can see it. There we go. All right. Now, as I was saying, today is Friday night drinking hand. So whatever you're drinking, whatever your favorite elixir is, I don't care if it's bottled water. I don't care if you're drinking your favorite wine. I don't care if you're drinking a smoothie, but it is Friday night. You better have a damn drink in your hand. Don't be having me here drinking alone now. I only got one glass tonight, and the rest of it's going to be agua. Got a little brandy, a little bourbon, actually, a little bourbon. One of you guys brought down. Shout out to you, all you guys that are out there. We're about to do shout outs in a second. Remember, all cash apps go directly to the Children's Cancer Foundation here in Cali, Colombia. Thank you guys in advance for all the super chats, all the love that you show. Let's get started with these shout outs for Friday night. We already know what time it is. It is Friday night. Time for those shout outs. First one in the building, we got my man Bobby the 5'9" checking in once again. That's what I'm talking about. It's good to see you guys here. There's 29 people in the live stream that I know that I like. I like you. Can you like me too by clicking the like button? 29 of you guys I like. I enjoy being around on Friday night. My man Stefano's in the building once again. Hola, mi gentes. You are ready? You already know Friday night, so you have your drink in hand. I don't care if you got your favorite Kool-Aid. I don't care if you got Aguardiente, Club Colombia, Cerveza. I don't care what you got. As long as you got something, you ain't got me drinking alone. Let's get ready for another dope show. Make sure that you hit that like button on your way in and make sure that you keep it clean like you guys always do. I appreciate that. EMB is in the building. Buenas noches, mi amigo. Buenas noches. All right. My man Victory's in the building. My brother, family, them Steeler fans. Oh, them Steeler fans versus my Raiders this weekend. Let's see what's going to take place. Can we get an immaculate reception? That's all I want. I don't want nothing less. Shout out to the 49ers out there. Oh, yeah. 49ers look good last night. I got a lot for my fantasy teams. Shout out to Christian McCaffrey. Debo Samuels. I had Debo. I had Christian McCaffrey on my fantasy team. And I had, what's the quarterback name? Brock Purdy. I had the quarterback as well. Steelers Raiders Sunday. Yes, it is going to be a good one. Man, I wish you were here, man. You and I could sit around, just chill, and watch the game, man. Our day is coming, brother. Robert in the building. He said, hey, brother, those guys don't know what they're talking about. He said, I've been watching your videos. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you very much, Robert. I really do. The solo traveler, ORD himself, is in the building. Shout out to you, brother. I'm glad that you're here. I really am, man. You motivate me. You are an example to me and Andrea how it's supposed to be done. While you think that you guys are watching us, we're watching you too. Couples watching couples do positive things. Just like we all watch Zoom to Thailand and No Excuse podcast. Shout out to all those guys that got found love, as well as my man that we got to pull up in a few moments, my man Felix. Tevin King says, happy Friday, Unc. Happy Friday to you, Tev, in the building. Hey, Tev, shout out to you for the Cash App that you sent last week as well, man, for the Children Cancer Foundation. I forgot to give you a shout out in regards to that. And to everyone in the chat. The contractor is in the building himself. Salute to you, big brother Andre or brother Dre. Salute to you, brother, as well. Vernon is in the building representing. He's not a live stream if Vernon's not here. He say, bruh, you just stepped your game up with that intro. Hey, we've been doing that intro a couple years, man. That intro's, hey, every time I think to change it, you guys keep telling me, Andre, don't you touch that intro. Leave it as is. So I think I'm going to keep the same beat, the same intro, and I'm going to have my man Big Bass do some lyrics over it. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, we got my man, my favorite YouTube name, the African Wolf, in the building, letting everybody know. Felice Vieners. Okay, now you got me on one. Now you got, y'all know I'm still estudiando español, and my español is muy mal. All right. With the word of the day, I don't have one. Man, I've been so busy today, man. It's literally been non-stop from the time I woke up. I didn't get a chance to go to the gym. And then we had a forest fire out here in Cali, Colombia. Like one of those real forest fires that's been burning all night long, flames everywhere. You can see it from your rooftop, all the ashes all over our building. And we've been sweeping, and Andre been sweeping and mopping all day to try to get everything back on track. It got so close to Chippy Chape Mall that they had to evacuate the mall and all the businesses in this area. That's how close it got. Fortunately, it looks like they got it under control. But it's been burning like, it's got to be a whole day now. 24 hours has been burning. My man Black Newbie, them Canadian boys at it again, Mom. They're at it again in the building. Thank you very much for the $2 Canadian super chat. All right. Mad Dollars in the building. Shout out to you, brother. I'm glad that you're here. He says, salute to you, Dre, and your wife, Andrea. Get those likes up. Yes, guys, we got 39 people in the building that I know I like. I know I like all 39 of y'all, so all 39 of y'all click that like button. That invites other individuals into the stream. My man Keith is in the building. Mr. Hamilton himself checking in from them Tampa boys, my homeboy. Shout out to them Tampa boys. That truck life, that salt life. You can't help it. Can't help it. Shout out to Tampa. All right, them Hillsborough County boys. My man Joe's in the building as well. All right. He said Honduras silver in that house. Oh, in the house. Oh man, I never had any of that. Wow, is that an international drink or is it just a drink that you can get in that location? Let me know, Joe. Black and yellow. Uh-oh, we got another one for you, Victory. Another black and yellow. My man Will, Mr. Smooth, Mr. Cool himself. The silky voice of my man Will. He got the hair, he got the height, and he got the voice for the ladies. So when he comes to Colombia, stand out of the way, fellas. He said, I'm dreaming of another ticket. You just left. Will always here, man. I swear. Shout out to my man Drew G in the building. What's good? Shout out to you, Drew. Appreciate you being here, waiting for this content. And I also want to say this, guys. Happy Friday to you also, brother. I want to say thank you to all of you guys that made the last video we dropped today on the Black Church Not Liking Passport Bros, making that the #1 video that we've had. It's been a few months. We had some good ones that really took off. But you guys are really showing support for that video in regards to how those church brothers just try to tear down the passport bro movement. But we don't care. And that's the part that they don't realize. We really don't care. My man Kevin is in the building. He said, good evening, brother. Long time no see. I know Mr. Crawford himself. He said, good to catch up with you this Friday evening. I'm glad that you're here, man. Give me a heads up on how things were going. Put it in the comment section. Let me know how things been going with you. Yes, Solo says, get those likes up. If you do it for his channel, make sure you do it for this channel. And if you do it for this channel, make sure you do it for his channel. All right, Grind is in the building. He's in the building himself. He said, keep the wisdom and knowledge coming, OG. He said, shout out to the truckers, man, that keep this country rolling. Especially, shout out to you truckers and all the gas prices that y'all dealing with. Oh my God, gas prices in the States is crazy. And if you're doing diesel, ugh, I ain't got nothing but love. Y'all should be sending super chats to the truck drivers around the country, because good gracious. Yeah, he said, I'm a truck driver considering that relocation. Yes, you should, brother. He said, just putting things in order as you should, purchasing property as you should. They're in Zone 5. That's a good location. That's where we live in, Zone 5 here in Cali, Colombia. All right, shout out to you. Law Dogs in the building. Now we got a real live stream, guys. Hey, what's up, all? It's Friday. It's time to start the weekend. Living for the weekend. All right, Black Lex is in the building, representing. What's up, family? How you doing, Dre? Doing pretty good. Even though this is the first week we haven't had a earthquake, it seems like, and now we've got forest fires we've been dealing with here in Cali. So, and I'm talking about, man, it's one thing to see forest fires on television. It's another thing to actually see a real forest fire and it's coming towards your house, and you like, okay, God, I could use some rain right about now. But they got it under control. But man, I'm telling you, we had to put it was so much dirt and so much ash that we had to close all the windows, close the sliding doors, and put like a towel underneath the doors because there's so much ash, dude. It's crazy. Stefano says it's time for some tequila. It's tequila night. Oh, yeah. All right, guys, I think I've almost got everybody. Mr. Richardson is in the building. Afron himself. He said to Dre, he said Tito Dre, he said Tito Dre and Tia Andrea. Afron is coming to explore Colombia, Cali. He said, in the Cali curves, viva the Chi-Town. Come on down, brother. Come on down. You got family down here now. Come on down, man. Let me know when you're coming down. Let me know what month you're coming down to. Because in November, we're gone. You guys know we'll be in Europe for most of November. But if you're coming down anytime before or after, I got you back. Looks like beach material. Let me not miss beach material in the building. What's good, Dre and family? Shout out to you. So I already got everybody else. Looks like I got everybody else. We got 60 people in the building. Shout out to you guys. Also, we got my man Victory with the 499 super chat. He said those religious brothers were talking down on passport bros. We're disrespecting the intelligence of foreign women. I cannot stand that. That's what ticks me off. They automatically assume that foreign women are dumb. They live in huts, that they're poor, they're impoverished, that only you can come and save their life. Like you Smokey the Bear, only you could save forest fires. Like you Smokey the Bear saving lives. No, it's not like that at all. Let's get started with this live stream because I've been excited about this one for a couple of weeks. This man here has done some phenomenal things beyond just coming to Colombia and actually introducing himself to the community, getting immersed in the community better than I have with the language. And at the end of the day, he's been able to accomplish the goals that he's wanted to accomplish. So we're going to talk about that. Some of the things that he's actually accomplished, A. B, also, we're going to watch a video of a guy that's very successful in Medellin, except for when it comes to the ladies. So we're going to look and you know how we do a recap together. And we're going to look at all the mistakes that this brother's been making while he's been in Medellin. And that's why he's complaining. Shout out to Mr. Crawford in the building once again, Kevin. Thank you for the $10 super chat. He said, gotta send some love. Support black male content. Like we always say, y'all support the ladies, support the men. Show the men some love. Mike Lowry's in the building. OG, triple OG. Also, my man C's. Shout out to C's being in the building. He's I'm in Medellin now, wife and son. He says, but I moved my wife up here from Cali. All right, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. See, that's what I like to hear, man. Love. Let's go to get started with this live stream. Thank you guys once again. Also, my man, the Truth Trucker, is in the building. He said, where's Giant Lifestyle? Man, we got my man in the building right now. We got him. He's here, man. We've been looking to get this man on here for a minute. Now we got him. Let me bring him up right about now. All right, there he is, the man, the myth, the legend, giant traveler himself. Shout out to you, brother. How's your day going?
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
Okay. I got my drink in hand, so it's water.
There we go. That's all we ask on Friday night.
Cool.
I don't care if you got agua or agua.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for having me on, man. I love you. I love your content. I love what you're doing, showing guys the game and showing guys that, there's other, lives than just staying in the United States. If staying in the United States is good for you, then by all means. But if you're looking for something else, I like what you're doing, showing people the opportunity.
And that's what that is, man. And that's one of the reasons why I was going through some of your content, and I really like the first video that caught my eye was how to build a relationship even when there's language barriers. And then I started going through your other content. So if you guys want some quality content, I'm about to drop the link to his channel. And Stefano, could you do me a favor? Make sure that you share his channel throughout this evening, because you got some really good content, especially from your experience. Let guys know where you've been or where you are in Colombia. Tell them about some of your experience, how long you've been here, and so forth.
Yeah, so I first came to Colombia in June of 2021. A buddy of mine who's Colombian brought me here. It's kind of crazy because me and him, even though we actually met through YouTube, because I have a few different channels. I have this travel channel and a bunch of channels. And we met through YouTube just as like-minded entrepreneurs, became friends, and he brought me to Colombia 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. And then the most recent time, I've been here for a year straight. And then I was in Spain or Barcelona, and I was like, I could go home. And then I just came here. That was August of last year. And he actually met some girl, just by happenstance, however that saying goes. And she and me and my friend, he's my good friend of mine, but we're completely opposites. He still lives here in Medellin, but we're completely opposites. He met a chick who basically knows a girl who's now my girlfriend. And I've basically been here ever since, over a year. Kind of fell in love with the city, traveled to a bunch of different parts of the world, Thailand, Spain, the Caribbean. But, I love so many things about Medellin and Colombia. And I've been here ever since, started learning the language and kind of just immersed myself into it. And, now I live here. I just got a new apartment and, just building my life here. I got a bank account, I got a visa, and, I actually just went to the States a few days ago for some business, and I got back last night, like I was telling you, and I feel a million times better. But I've been in Colombia for about a year and 2 months straight, basically.
Man, you sound worse than I am. You as soon as you got done taking care of business in the States, you were out. You didn't hesitate.
I was out. I was gone immediately. I got on the same flight.
That's good, man. And I like the fact that you confirm when I say Colombia is like a spider web. Somebody will introduce you to somebody, they'll introduce you to somebody. Next thing you know, you find that right person for you.
Yeah.
To whereas just going to the clubs and partying, that's cool. But a lot of times it's somebody just so happened to introduce you to somebody.
Yeah. How I met my girl is like a million, if you were to roll a dice a million times, the combination I got would never work. I never would have met her in a club, and she doesn't even speak any English, and somehow we made it work. So yeah.
There you go. That's what I like to hear. Tell the people about a little bit, if you don't mind, tell them a little bit about what you do economically so you'd be able to stay in the countries in which you go to.
Yeah, so I'm kind of like a serial entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. I haven't had a job in almost 10, like a real clock-in type job in almost 10 years. I still have a business back in the States where I buy and resell like diabetic supplies. There's a big business for like diabetics and the supplies that are over the counter. So I buy and resell those. I have a channel all about that. I can have a few YouTube channels. That YouTube channel is called Flipping Medical Commodities University. I'm also a YouTuber, so I have that channel. I have a channel called Giant Lifestyle, like my friend commented. I have this travel channel. I have a YouTube channel like about building YouTube channels. and I have a stock channel that I do some stuff with stocks. And so I do YouTube. I do a business back in the States that kind of my two childhood friends kind of manage for me, and I do a little bit of stuff with stocks. So, you know, especially with the cost of living here, it's nothing. So, but I make some pretty good money, and when you turn it into pesos, it's even better.
There you go. I often mention an article that I came across a few years ago that the average millionaire has 7 to 8 streams of income, whether they be in the same genre or different genres. So for you guys that want to be, you know, want to start that online journey, just one opportunity at a time, whether it be you start with the online job and then all of a sudden a door opens up over here. Now you're doing the job and now you got a door open up over here. And then all of a sudden this opens up over there. I kid you not. The number one thing that I'm so glad that we did, just like my man is doing, he is diversifying.
Yeah, you have to.
You know, he's diversifying, and that's a must if you're going to be living outside of the United States. So don't just think because you got your IT position, stop right there. Okay, now you got your IT job online. Find out something new that you may want to invest in, such as whether it be real estate, whether it be YouTube, whether it be TikTok, Tinder, whatever it is that you know that you can bring in some income. And what I like about the fact that your brand is diverse, it kind of keeps you from being bored, because this channel has nothing to do with that channel, has nothing to do with that channel. So you could be excited about that particular audience and then be excited about this particular audience over here that have never met each other, will never meet each other, because it's totally different genre. And that's one of the things that I enjoy about the diversity of having different YouTube channels, is you get a chance to meet a different type of audience that you can work with and that fall in love with what you're doing.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I mean, YouTube is, I've done so many different businesses. I've done real estate, like, especially when I was living in the States, I did real estate. I was involved with trucking. I did it all. And starting a YouTube channel and building a YouTube business and building an audience has been like one of the most life-changing and impactful things. Not only can you make money anywhere in the world as long as you have an internet connection, but you can also really help people. And I think if you help people, you know, you'll always be compensated.
Yeah, definitely. How long have you and your young lady been together, you and your girl?
About a year. Like, it was actually just a year before I went to the States. So like just about like a year and a week, actually, to be exact.
Did she cry?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I kind of.
I threw like a big, I rented like an Airbnb, because I don't live in, like, everybody lives in Poblado. I don't live in Poblado. I live way away from Poblado, like 20-30 minutes from Poblado. But I rented a nice little Airbnb and, you know, decked it out with the flowers and the balloons, and I surprised her and stuff with it, because, you know, she's a good woman and adds value to my life. So, you know, I think if it's usually it's a team. So it's you know, I bring value, she brings value, and we come together, kind of like what you have with your lady. You know, you guys are working together as a team.
That's an excellent point, Felix, in regards to having somebody that brings value to your life. I'm glad that you used that word. Guys, I don't want you guys to take that term that he said for granted. The word good, a good woman, good man. In one of the translations of the word good, it means necessary. So when you say, I got a good woman, you're saying I got a woman that I believe that she has qualities and behaviors that is necessary for me to continue with the success of life with her in my life. So it is with the word value. That means that person brings something to the table other than just hips, lips, and fingertips. I need somebody that's gonna bring hips, lips, and business tips.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Not just somebody that's gonna be cute on the side. That's all night, fine and dandy. You know, you got an attractive wife, and me and Andrea kind of like take it for granted, like, oh, thank you, you know. But there's so much more that special person can bring to the table. Let me ask you this before we even go into the video. Give me 3 things or recommendations, because you were able to maneuver in a short time and find somebody really serious here in Medellin, of all places, because a lot of people consider Medellin like the Las Vegas of Colombia.
Oh yeah, it's got a terrible rap.
Give me 3 things that you either believe, looking back in hindsight, that you did that allowed you to position yourself to have the right person come into your life, and you knew that the right person was coming into your life, give me 3 things that you probably thought, you not looking back, you said, I'm glad I did this, I'm glad I didn't do this, I'm glad I didn't do this.
First thing, I really wasn't looking for it. Like a lot of guys come here and they're like, where's she at? Where's she at? It kind of just fell into my hands. Like I wasn't really out there looking for her or looking for a relationship. It kind of just happened. The next thing is I didn't return to the States. Like I was going somewhere. I was in Spain. I said, I'm going somewhere. And I just kind of just put myself out there. And I had different opportunities with different people in different parts of the world. But, you'll kind of just feel it when it clicks. Like I had other things in, the Caribbean when I was in St. Martin, beautiful country. I had something in Belize, Mexico, but it never clicked. And when it clicks, you'll know, and it's when you have a vibe, whether you could speak the language or not, when it clicks, you just know. And like I said, when I met my girl, I literally spoke probably the same amount of Spanish as you. And now my Spanish it's not fluent, but it's definitely good. And I practice and learn every day. And then the third thing is, got me stumped there on the third one. Maybe just
you did or you didn't do.
Didn't do what I say. I wasn't looking for it. I didn't return to the States. And then, just not be like scared. Like, a lot of people could be scared that, oh my, I don't speak the language. What's going to happen? Like, I see a lot of people say like the things that hold people back from coming to Colombia is like, is it safe or dangerous? Maybe they'll weigh that, or they'll say like, I don't speak no Spanish. Can I go? And, just go, because if you try, I think if you try and you're not willing to fail, or you're not willing to, if you're willing to like embarrass yourself, and you try, people will accept you and they'll teach you. So Colombians are some of the nicest people you'll ever meet, or the people here. And there's good and bad people everywhere. Let's not get that twisted. There's bad people in Colombia. There's good people in Colombia. There's bad people in the United States. There's good people. But if you're willing to put yourself out there and, try to speak their language and show people you're interested in what they have, then, that's a good thing. So, don't be trying to look for it too. I was staying out on this adventure of being an expat. And then 3, just, not be willing to fail. If you're the laughing stock of the group because you can't say the language right, or you can't use the conjugations right, then is what it is.
Yeah, I haven't had, and you probably can confirm this, and even guys in the comment section, we're going to come to some of you guys' questions if you have any. I haven't had one moment when I was trying to practice Spanish or trying to find a location or trying to do something, salsa dancing, bachata, reggaeton, cumbia, no matter what it is, I've never had anybody laugh at me.
Never, no.
There was always somebody that was like, well, let me teach you, let me show you, let me help you. Not whether it were male or female, nobody was sitting back laughing. I had a guy that came down here to visit a couple weeks ago, and I spent more time trying to just encourage him that don't worry about, he said, well, Andre, I got 2 left feet. Man, they love it. If you got 2 left feet, they feel like they got a little infant that they can teach to dance. It was me that brought it out of him. They feel like that when it comes to Spanish and everything else. They feel like I was the one that helped him with his Spanish.
Yeah. I mean, people. I've never had really too many. I haven't had like too many bad experiences, especially with my Spanish being bad. Most people are pretty cool with it. If you just put yourself out there and you try to study and learn with time, people are cool.
What about the myth? And I want to hear from your perspective from Medellin. I know about us in Cali. What about the myth of the men are jealous of us coming down to Colombia, taking their women?
I don't know, man. I mean, personally, I don't really know but I have heard that. I guess they could be, I mean, maybe they could be intimidated because it's like, oh, he's American or he's Canadian or he's European, maybe based off the financial factor, because the average dude here might make like $1 million or call it 2 million pesos a month. But I don't really know, to be honest. I'm sure that if, a guy who knows a little bit of Spanish and comes here and then has like a super hot girl, then they'd probably be a little jealous or a little mad. But I'm not exactly sure because I don't really talk to too. Like I kind of stay in my lane. Like I have a few foreigner friends that are here. I know I really don't have too many Colombian friends, which I probably should. But I do have like Colombian friends that are both extranjeros or foreigners and Colombian, but I kind of stay in my lane. But I mean, to be honest, if I was Colombian and I was making like $1 million pesos, and then I see some guys coming here and, you know, getting these lavish apartments, whether they're staying here short or long time, I'd probably be pretty pissed off. Like, I wish I could do that, but you know, financial factor, it's kind of just the luck of the draw. You know, nothing you could do if you make $1 million pesos and a guy comes here and he makes 3,000 a month. How could you compete? But I mean, you don't want, if someone just wants you for your lifestyle, you don't want that kind of person anyway. So
that's true.
It really just depends what you want.
You answered it just like I would have. You know, I find more men that are supportive just as much as the women of introducing you to somebody or want to show you somewhere or will warn you. You don't want to go down that street, Andre. You want to go down this street. So I find men are very supportive. I haven't found, you know, and I also say it depends on how you carry yourself. If you carry yourself like you're a passport Pookie, I'm throwing money in the air, I'm the one. Yeah, you're gonna find those jealous, insecure dudes. But if you're men like us, men of standards, and you men that kind of like, you know, we stay in our own lane, like you just said. I kind of like have certain people that I deal with. I'm not friendly to. I'm not saying I'm not friendly to everybody, but I don't try to go into everybody's circle. I'm not for everybody's circle.
Yeah, no. I mean, some people probably be happy. Some people probably be mad. It just depends on, you know, who you show your life off. If you try, like you said, if you try to look at me, I'm an American, I have all this, that, and the third, then people are going to be like, man, screw this guy. But if you just say like, hey, I'm trying to learn your culture. I love your country. I love the culture. And, you know, here's my lady that's by my side. I don't see why they would be mad at you. But if you're trying to be like the passport Pookie that you say, people are probably going to be like, you know, F this guy.
Yeah. One of the things that my father-in-law said, one of the first compliments he gave me, he said, I'm so glad that you are not one of those rude Americans, because there are a lot of Americans that do come down here as vacationers, and they could sometimes in Cartagena and Medellin could be a little rude and a little, you know, we know this being loud anyway.
Yeah.
Those loud Americans.
I mean, like, why don't people speak English here? Like it's another country, you know. Sometimes it's frustrating, but you know, you just got to accept they don't speak English. It is what it is. You just got to learn the language.
That's it. And let's get ready to go to some more of these super chats. Shout out to my man, the bus driver himself in the building. Peace from the Atlantic, from ATL, from ATL family. And let's see. Oh, Ethan's in the building. Shout out to Ethan. He's down here as well with the 10,000 pesos in the building. He said, need some places to take a girl I'm dating in Cali. I got some spots for you, brother. Hey, Ethan, you got my email? Hit me up. Places, nice atmosphere. Oh, yeah, I got a couple restaurants for you. I got a couple nice ones for you, too, man. He said, I live in the north. Oh, yeah, right. You right down the street. Out here. This is where we are. This will be the third date. Okay, Andrea, third date spot. I got a spot for you. Yeah. You could actually, there's a lot of spots in Granada, dude. It's like 15 minutes away from us here in a Uber. Man, all Granada is nothing but really nice restaurants. Like right now, this time of night is packed with nothing but couples. Because it's bars, restaurants. It's one of those spots that you could walk down. There's always somebody there, so you can feel really secure. Granada area, really nice. But I'm gonna see you some spots, definitely, brother. Shout out to you. Glad that you're down here, and we need to hang out. Art Wheel in the building for the Travel Unraveled survey, sir. I will take that. I'm glad that you guys like that video that we dropped in regards to the church brothers in the passport bros, man. I'm glad you appreciate that. Travel Unravel. Thank you guys for subscribing to our other channel, Travel Unravel. Make sure we got 102 people in here that I know that I like. And I like you. Make sure that you like us too by clicking that like button. Stefano has been dropping my man YouTube channel, which is The Great Traveler. Make sure that he gets at least, let's at least try to give him an extra 50 to 100 subscribers. There's no excuse. It's an easy click. All you got, even while you're watching our channel, you click over, click his, click right on back. So definitely make sure you guys subscribe to the brother's channel. Support male content. I'm telling you guys, ain't nobody can support us the way that we do as men. Ain't no women running around watching our content unless you the lead attorney or Kevin Samuel, something like that. That's when the ladies show up. But for the rest of us guys, we just got guys supporting guys. So definitely, guys, make sure that you show up. Unless you're talking about finances, then all of a sudden everybody want to show up. But make sure you guys support the channel. We got a video. We're going to do a review of a recap because I want to hear what you guys have in the comment section. I want to hear what my man Felix has to say about this because we have a gentleman that is very well off, lives in Medellin, Colombia, but his situation is not working out for him. So we're going to watch the video. I'm about to turn this music down so we can hear it and hear what he has to say. And I want to hear what you all have to say, including Felix, in regards to what this guy might be doing right and what is he doing wrong. So let's go to the video real quick. Let me get ready to pull it up. Let's move Will out the way. All right, here we go.
The problem with dating in Medellin, Colombia, as you guys may or may not know, they're basically all hookers and prostitutes these days. They're all on OnlyFans. Now, before anyone tries to get me canceled, I want to specify a couple things. Number one.
Okay, let's pause for a second. First thing he did was he said he used the word all. They're all hookers. They're all on OnlyFans. Me and Felix can already attest to that. I'm thinking about Will in the chat, but me and Felix can attest to this. There is no such thing as all in Colombia. There is a pocket of good women. There's a pocket of party women. There's a pocket of scammers. There's a pocket of pay for play. There is a pocket of certain individuals. If you decide to go into that pocket, then you may end up with the results that you get. But to say all women in Colombia are a certain way, I can't agree with that. What do you have to say about that, Felix?
I mean, yeah, it's like you can't generalize. Are there probably a good amount? Yeah, but I mean, think about it. If you know you're making X amount of dollars per month, and you know, hey, there's these Americans, they come down and they'll just throw you money, and you know, I mean, you can't in a way you can't blame the guys that are the girls that are finessing the guys, because they're kind of just they're setting themselves up to get finessed. But to say that they're all like bad chicks and chicks not suitable for like a long-term partner, you can't generalize a pocket of women, like you said, into one category. There definitely are girls finessing and scamming guys, but when there's guys doing passport bookie stuff, then you know that audience could grow. But to say that it's all, I don't agree with that, because I found a good woman, you found a good woman, and many people who watch your channel found good women in Colombia. So like I said, there's bad people and there's good people everywhere, no matter where you are in the world or in Colombia.
True. So true, brother. Let's go back to this video real quick. Excellent.
There are beautiful, sophisticated, sexy.
Now, before we go any further, he's showing us all the parties and all the women that he's had. Like I said, this guy throws party. He does consultations for guys that are coming to Colombia, to Medellin. And these are all the parties. Remember how you guys always hear me talk about there are really four groups of women that you'll often run across in Colombia. You'll find successful women, good women, everyday women. You'll find some women that are scammers. You'll find your pay for play, and you'll find party women that are just good for partying with. You're on vacation, that's what they're here for your partying. We got 111 people here in the live stream, so we should have at least 70 new subscribers for my man, the Giant Traveler. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel. Thank you very much. Also, make sure we get at least 100 people clicking that like button. I like you. make sure you like us too. So as he talks, all the footage that you guys are going to see are from parties, boat parties, yacht parties, night parties that he's thrown. But he's frustrated with women in Medellin. And he assumes that the women that he's coming across are the sum total of the all that he's talking about. So let's go back to the video. So now you guys know the scenario of the video.
Smart English-speaking women in Medellin, Colombia that are not into sex work, that are not on OnlyFans, that are not webcam models, etc. The problem is they ain't going out with you, motherfucker. They're not. Forget about it. This city is done. The reputation for gringos now is so low. No self-respecting paisa girl. That's if you're from Antioquia, where she's the departamento that Medellin is in. Basically, if you're from Medellin, no self-respecting girl wants to be caught dead dating a gringo. First of all, who the fuck am I? Who is this balding piece of shit to tell you why, you know, your dreams of coming to Medellin and finding love and romance and long-term relationships is kaput, basically. Well, I've been putting B-roll on the screen this whole time to keep you entertained. Lived here for 7 years. I've thrown some of the best parties that Medellin, Colombia, or Brazil, for that matter, have ever fucking seen. I'm talking 4-to-1, 5-to-1, 6-to-1 ratio penthouse parties where, you know, 75% of the girls are absolutely beautiful and very low percentage of them. The best that anyone could do, you know, are not hookers, webcam models, OnlyFans, sex. I'll just say sex workers from now on. That covers OnlyFans, etc. So, and then not only have I lived here for 7 years, speak the language, completely learned and absorbed the culture here, thrown these amazing parties, have a shitload of experience myself dating all types of beautiful women that I'll put on the screen right now. But, you know, I mastermind and talk about this with my buddies in the expat community. And also, on top of that, my business is having men outsource their dating apps to me. So I have 4 or 5 clients actively over my history of living here. I don't know, 10 to 15 plus clients where we ran their Tinder, Instagram, other dating apps, Bumble here in Medellin, Colombia. And I literally log in every single day to their dating apps because I'm either doing the texting for them or I'm coaching one of my account managers. And we are, the client has outsourced his entire online dating to me. So I'm reading the conversations and I'm seeing with my own eyes the types of girls that we're matching with. Now, we have so many.
Before we start, shout out to the Cali Curves. I love being in Cali. Thank you, Cali, for having curvaceous women. I swear, goodness gracious. This is not Cali. I could tell that's Medellin. That is not Cali women on the. Secondly, he's making good money. I ain't mad at him, but I want to hear what you have to say, Felix, in regards to this one.
I mean, you're showing girls who, like you said, there's good scammers, pay for play, and party girls. And if you're looking for girls that party, you can't be mad when you get got or when you get finessed or when you find out you're the 5th guy she's talking to. Don't strike me dead for this one or cancel me. But I remember I heard this other guy say in like the manosphere, he said that like hot chicks, or like you said, hips, fingertips, if you're only looking for like 10s, like he said, this what this guy said, he said 10s are for the community, 10s are for the team, 10s are just fun. Like maybe, you know, I'm not saying gets a girl who's like, I mean, obviously looks is important, but maybe drop it down to an 8, but has good characteristics comes from a good family, has good characteristics. Maybe drop it down to a 7, and then when she gets dialed up, she's an 8, or even like a 6.5. I'm not saying date an ugly chick. You got to be attracted to her. But if you're trying to date a 10, like, unless you got to know what comes with dating a 10, you will probably get finessed. You probably will find out she has an OF or, you know, sells pictures or does something scandalous. But I mean, what do you really expect? So I mean, I bet if he looked if he kind of lowered his standards a little bit and looked for more quality women who weren't in the nightclub or partying or shaking their body around like that, he would have a different experience.
And in many cases, a Colombian 6, it looks way better than a US 7, 8, in some cases 9. A good Colombian 6, depending on how she, takes care of herself. So you're absolutely correct when it comes to, if you just run into 9s and 10s and look at what I have, what you have is what everybody's probably had. So
and a problem, and you got a problem on your hands.
Yeah, but here's the other part I want to hear what you have to say. This guy says that he runs the dating apps, the Tinder apps, the so forth apps, which we all keep trying to tell dudes stay off Tinder, but he has guys that he runs their dating apps. Would you allow a guy, and we're going to come to the super chats in a second, guys, would you allow a guy that is not successful in dating himself and finding that special person himself to control your dating app? You see what I'm going with that?
Yeah, putting somebody else in control. I learned that in business. When you don't have control, you always have problems. So when you give somebody else control, he could say something, he could set you up, you don't know what could happen. You don't even know if you like this chick. And then, like I said, me, you, a lot of people on the internet are saying, if you want to go on those apps, be prepared what could come with it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Diego says this. He said, dudes will get off the plane and walk past a good one. Yes, they will walk past a good working woman at the airport. This is true. And some of the women know English because they're working at the airport, and just say no English, just say something to them. Absolutely correct. I've seen that a lot. Guys often walk past good, everyday, working, attractive women because they're so busy trying to rush to get the parqueyeras or to clock. Right.
If you think you're gonna find your wife on Calle 10, you're done. And I would even say, and I'm not knocking what you have because I think what you and your lady have is incredible, but I would even say, to go to this extent, if she speaks English, like fluent English, and like I said, what you have is incredible.
I know where you're going with that.
But if she speaks English, you might want to just watch, because it's like, okay, how does she know English in a country where 1 or 2%? And I'm not knocking what you have by any means.
No. I've said what I already know what you're about to say. That's why I'm in agreement.
English, you need to watch yourself, because how does she know English? Only 1 or 2% of the population speaks fluent English. So she said there's beautiful women who speak fluent English. My girl doesn't know more than 10 words of English. Maybe now she does, because she, we've been together for a year and she always hears me talking on the phone and stuff like that. But if a girl knows English, she's at quote unquote 10, just sit back and watch, because I would say you might have a ticking time bomb on your hands. Could be wrong, but that's just what I think.
Yep. Because what I found when I was in Medellin, and correct me if I'm wrong, I found that they either learn English through the music, but most of all, I found that many of them learn English from their customers. They are around the customer base so much that they start to pick up this bit and a little bit, because guys don't know, so many English speakers get off the plane and go to parqueyeras and go to the brothels, that these ladies start to pick up words. So they're listening to the music, and now they're picking up little words from being around you in the brothels, or meeting you up on the streets for paper play, or you walking up to them in the club. So a lot of times you'll have English speakers and you guys will be excited because she knows English, but you don't realize this chick is out to scam you. English is a part of her hammer, her screwdriver, her saw, and English is part of her tools. It's not like in Andrea's case. In order to get her bachelor's degree, she had to go to know English in order to graduate. But Andrea started taking English classes, and the parents paid for it when she was in junior high school. So she was always interested in English. So after school, she literally went to a English teaching school for years. But when you said that, before you said anything, I already knew where you were going. Because guys gotta be careful with the English speakers. You're absolutely correct. Absolutely
English is
correct.
easier, from what I've heard, is easier to learn than it is for English speakers to learn Spanish.
Yeah.
So it's like, they stay around somebody who speaks English for, their customers. They're going to pick up on English real quick. And that's just a tool to get
Lure
you.
Yeah. So true. So true. He said, the Truth Trucking says with the 199, Colombia is not Medellin. Absolutely correct, guys. I just did a consultation with a guy, and I was saying that one of the beauties of coming to Colombia, that when it comes to flights, most spots are only 45 minutes to an hour away. So if you're a person that likes the big city, you got Medellin, and you got Bogota. If you're a person that kind of like want to be off the beaten path, you got Cali or Buenaventura. If you are a person that wants to be on the beach life, you've got Cartagena, Barranquilla, and Santa Marta. So you have those locations. So depending on what you want, you can have diversity. I told the guys, and I tell guys this a lot, Felix, I was the ambassador, the apostle Paul, the disciple, spreading the gospel of Medellin. You couldn't tell me nothing about Medellin. I thought Medellin was heaven on earth. Pray tell, how did the heavens fall from the sky and land on this mere planet? And it's known as Medellin. That's how excited I was, until I started going to see other parts of the country. And I was like, okay, cool. And being from Florida and so accustomed to being around tourists, that was the part that turned me off from Medellin as far as living there. Visiting, love it. I think it's one of the most beautiful cities I've ever seen. However, coming from Orlando, I'm so used to being around tourists. I didn't want that. Tampa, tourists. Miami, tourists. So I was like, enough with the tourists, Andre. So that's one of the number one reasons that kind of drew me to Cali instead of going to Cartagena, because it would be the same thing that I was dealing with in Florida. And, you get enough of seeing tourists as snowbirds driving down to Florida, all you New Yorkers driving down to Florida during the wintertime and driving back up north. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't choose Medellin. But my point is that he's absolutely correct. Colombia is not Medellin. That means explore other areas as well that you may enjoy.
Shout out Truth Trucking. He's from I've been to Cali with him. It's actually my buddy of mine. And when we went to Cali twice, or I forgot. I went to Cali with him. I swear, we were like the only, at least me. I mean, he looks Colombian, but we were like the only. I didn't see one tourist here in Medellin. You'll see tourists everywhere, unless you're like far out the city, like I am. But you'll still see tourists, even in like the little pockets that nobody knows about. Like Cali, you're probably the only tourist. You don't probably see any of them. Nope. Maybe in Chippy Choppy Mall, but that's probably about it, if that.
That's it. I'll see tourists when I go close to the brothel areas. There are a few salsa clubs that I go to down there, and you'll see the tourists that come from. And usually the tourists that come to Cali are from Northern Europe. It will amaze you the amount of people that are from Finland, Sweden, Switzerland, Austria come to Cali, all because it's the salsa capital of the world. So people know it for salsa. And so right by the brothels, but not the brothels, but the hostels, right by the hostels are a lot of salsa schools and major salsa clubs. So they'll go to the salsa clubs because a lot of them teach during the day, and then at night you can come in for free. And so you'll see 6-foot European women, long blonde hair. You'll see people from all the Scandinavia region, all Germany region, all in Cali, Colombia. Those are the number one tourists that come down here all the time. All the time. You're guaranteed to see them. Guaranteed. Wow. Because all the hostels are right there. I said brothels, but I meant hostels. Here we go. He said, guys, learn Spanish, Andre. Find a good Colombiana, part 2. Teach her some Inglés, part 3. Much better probability of being with a good woman. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. I kid you not. I'm glad that Felix mentioned that English. I swear, bruh. If I was in Medellin and I met an English speaker, I would have been more hesitant, because I met Andre here in Cali as an English speaker. And then as she was telling me her story about education and going to school to learn, it kind of, I could take my guards down. But in Medellin, as soon as I hear somebody knew English, I was like, oh, hell no. She a pay for play. She a party girl.
Yeah, I knew one girl I knew two who spoke English. And just to say they right. Tevin King says, continue the positive message, Andre. He said, what's the cologne of the day? Cologne of the day is a duet. It's another duet. I did the original Creed right there. Santal is a nice, sweet, kind of like it's not sweet like a perfume, but for men perfume, you know, right now it's like this trend of all these sweet, sugary type of colognes that's out there for men. But it's really good. But to counteract that sweet tone, I came with the manly wooded sound of Tom Ford Oud Wood. So those are the two colognes of the night. I kind of blended these, and it works really well together. This Creed as well as the Tom Ford. So those are colognes of the night. Shout out to you for the cologne, for putting me on point, making sure I had the colognes. Oh yeah, let's get back to the video, guys. Here we go. Now remember, this guy is showcasing parties that he's thrown. Look at the client, dude. When you look at the clients that he's got, you can tell that these are just some dudes that never could get women on their own. The guys that are dancing in the background. Come on, let's be real, Felix. Can we be real, man? Hey, we can be honest on this channel, bruh. Yeah. I'm looking at them dudes dancing. I'm like, I'll never be at a party with them dudes. We're a bunch of hot chicks, and you got all these old grandpas and these stiff dancing dudes. Man, I'll be like, dog, if you don't get some real dudes up in here for these ladies, that's what I'm talking about. So he's bringing girls are like, oh my gosh, I gotta meet this guy.
Right, man. He reminded me of my pawpaw. See what I'm saying? So I'm looking at, I'm not just looking at the ladies, I'm looking at the whole atmosphere, and I'm looking at the guys that are dancing. I'm like, no, these some guys that flew in. He's making money off of them. Hey, I'll introduce you to some ladies. I was the one that that was working your Facebook and your TikTok and your Tinder for you. Now I got some of the ladies here. I'm throwing a party. This is how much it costs to get in. I'm going to bring this quality. So this is all his situation. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you notice this kind of remind me of some of those come to Colombia dating agencies. I found my wife in Colombia, and that's what his version is. It seems like a party version of those dating agencies.
Yeah, they just the only vetting process is your credit card. As long as you could pay, and from what I heard, I don't know the guy, but he the entry fee to his whatever he's doing is thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. So it doesn't matter what you look like, if you could talk, if you could even. It doesn't matter. We have no questions. Just what's the numbers on the back of your card seems to be the only vetting process.
Yep, and I wouldn't doubt that, because at the end of the day, business is business. But also, you got dudes that are successful in business. When it comes to finding love, they are they might not be as comfortable. So the guy's filling the void. My man Stefano's in the building representing. He said, I said it many times. If she speaks good English, then she speaks too much English. He said, right? You see what I'm saying? He said, if she speaks good English, then she speaks too much English. That's a good one.
That's good.
That's for real, man. I kid you not. When I was in Medellin, I was leery of English speakers, man. I kid you not. Because I learned quick when I was living that brothel life. And I started to realize that the ones that were really making the most money were the ones that were speaking English. Guys would ask for those ladies, not because they were the most beautiful ones in there, but because they were more relatable, just because they had English in their arsenal. And so that's when I realized early, these women are using learning English as a tool. So, Dre, if you see English speakers, they might be brothel girls. I didn't know about pay for play yet. They might just be brothel girls. But I digress. Let me go back to the video. Shout out to Stefano. Thank you very much for the $5. Okay, here we go.
Many strategies, guys. We do cold outreach on Instagram. We do Bumble. We do Tinder. You can't say, oh, well, it's just the girls on Tinder.
They have banded asses from
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. I lived here for 7 years. I will bitch slap anybody who wants to, try to tell me otherwise. You're just wrong, bro. Like, you're just fucking wrong if you don't acknowledge this. I can see it with my own eyes. From 4 o'clock to 4:30, sometimes 4:45, Monday through Friday, I'm in various men, expat, gringo, foreigners, Tinder accounts, Bumble accounts, Instagram accounts, seeing the type of girls that are responding, that are matching with, that are going out with our clients, and coaching my account managers on how to text more effectively, how to flirt more effectively. I'm literally in there reading these conversations on a daily basis and seeing which girls. 80 to 90% of the beautiful women in this city that are open to dating gringos are sex workers, and they have nothing in their brain. Ay, sí. Ay, qué lindo. Ay, me gusta. Now again, the Make's just trying to clip this and cut this and cancel me again, try to get me banned on YouTube. This will be the fourth or fifth social network that I've been banned from if they can get me banned on YouTube. So for the record, I want to state this. There are beautiful, sophisticated, smart, sexy, English-speaking, educated women in Medellin, Colombia. They do exist. They just don't date gringos.
Let's stop right there. I want to hear what you have to say in regards to that, Felix.
Yeah, I mean, I think as far as Medellin, a lot of expats and foreigners are known. People could say it's kind of like hard to like break into like a Colombian circle because a lot of foreigners are known for coming and leaving. A good way to meet like a quality woman will probably be like mutual friends, or if you're like vetted out by a Colombian, like a Colombian says, no, he's good, he lives here, this is my guy, or however they would introduce you. That's kind of a way to get in. But if you're just like, coming here for the weekend, you got an Airbnb up in Poblado for 10 days. If you think you're going to find like a high quality a woman with a job, whether it's a good job or a job who's serious about her life, it's not going to happen. Like, you're not going to just, scroll down. Guys think because they're Americans, they have this thing right here, this type of passport, that they're going to come here and they're going to automatically find the most beautiful girl in the whole country. She's going to speak English. She's going to look like a runway model, and she's going to grab you and say, I want you. That's not going to happen. And if she does want you for the night or until you are done, once you pay her, but it's not going to happen. So you can meet good women, but they're not, you got to go find them, or just, let them come to you and immerse yourself in the culture and kind of get co-signed by other Colombians, where Colombians will say, no, this guy's good, he lives here, he speaks a little Spanish. But you're not just going to find them in the tourist district on a 3-day vacation. You could, but it's not, probably won't happen.
True. And one of the reasons is and I can agree with Felix, but one of the reasons that I found is that these ladies have a life. The party girls of you vacationers, they don't have a life, so they can spend all day or 3 days up under you. But women that have a life, they can spend a certain amount of time with you, but they can't spend all their time with you. And that frustrates a lot of guys that are here on vacation. So you go for the party girls, you go for the pay for play, you end up with scammers, because women that have something to do don't have time to spend all of their time with you. Does she like you? Yes. Does she think you attractive? Yes. Does she want to eventually maybe be intimate with you? Yes. But does she have all week? I'll say that again. Your whole vacation week to spend with you. Not all the time, guys. And I say this, Felix, I don't want nobody that can spend all their time with me anyway. I need somebody that when before I got here, you had a life.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I come, you can introduce me to the life that you have, and I can introduce you to the life that I have. But a woman that doesn't have a life to introduce me to, that is a red flag. And so these are the things that's frustrating this guy, that he's saying the professional, the educated women, they don't want us gringos. Many guys have burned their bridges and don't realize that.
Yeah,
Second, or burnt the bridge for other guys. You know, the last dude that got off the plane can burn the bridge for the next guy that gets off the plane. Also, guys, remember this: when it comes to women in other locations, realize, guys, Colombia has gone through drug wars, civil wars, wars between police and everyday political wars. Women are hesitant to where when a total stranger from another country walks up on them and says, I want to get with you. I think you're sexy. Just imagine if that happened in the United States. Your sister or your cousin, one of your coworkers are in the mall, minding their business. All of a sudden, a guy walks up to them, no English, speaking all French or all Greek or all Spanish, trying to hit on her. What do you think your cousin in the States would do to this guy? Look at him like he's crazy. Like, what are you talking about? I don't know French. I don't know the Spanish you're speaking. I don't know Greek. It's the same thing here in Colombia. We automatically assume that because we're Americans, as soon as English words come out, they're supposed to understand it because they saw us on television. That's not necessarily true, guys. So realize that everything that myself and Felix are talking about, the reason why I brought this video up is when I came across it a couple of days ago, I was like, wait a minute. This guy is trying to sell the concept that no women that are of good stature would get with a gringo. And we are perfect examples on both coasts of the country, letting you know that is not true. But if you are always in a certain element, meaning the party element, that's all you're going to attract. Even if you don't feel like you're in the party element, the universe will still send you party girls, scammers, pay for play. You'll always be in that. You see what I'm saying, Felix?
I mean to interrupt you. That's a good example. I think it like flip the roles where it's like what you just said. I like that analogy. Like, okay, it's your sister, and she just got approached by a guy who speaks no English, and he basically wants to be with her. You're gonna be like, well, this guy could leave the country anytime. This guy doesn't know the language. Like, you got to really break the barrier to get in. You don't know nobody in the country. So it's like flip the roles and you be the person who that they're dating, and see how would you be like, well, I can't even talk to you. You can't really stay here long term. I'm not going to date you. Or if I am going to date you, I'm going to be on extremely high guard because who knows what could happen.
And I think that's another thing that we make the mistake of. We assume because we're foreigners that everybody's supposed to assume that we're safe. We're safe. We don't cause any troubles. We're foreigners. We don't do anything wrong. Don't forget that last year we had the white brother that in Bogota that deleted the hot DJ, and now he's in the Colombian jail doing ale when he's supposed to be in Texas with his family, his church family.
That's crazy.
So and that spreads around Colombia, and everybody hears it. It's all over the news. Yeah. And so now you're the next guy to get off the plane after he acted a fool. You think Colombian women are supposed to instantly trust you and think that you're not dangerous when the last American was dangerous. And also, Felix can attest to this. When they do watch American news, they always show bad news clips about Americans down here. They show when on 4th of July and all of a sudden we have mass deletions in the streets. They show when somebody walked up into a Walmart and start deleting people. So they see how women are fighting in the streets on TikTok. And then they're supposed to trust us because we got off a plane with a couple of dollars, not the good women, no. So In other words, what we're saying tonight and why we're putting together this particular episode is to let you guys know there's nothing wrong with putting in a little work, being a little patient, and waiting to see the results that you're going to get, because that's what we had to do. Just be patient. And I like how Felix started off. He said, never in a million years, the way that I met my girl, that I thought I would meet my girl. Same thing with me with Andrea. I didn't come down here to meet Andrea. I just so happened to meet Andrea. We had the same interest, museums. And so she took me to a museum the next day. But guys, you do have to be patient in regards to how you carry yourself in Colombia if you're looking for a good woman. Correct?
1000%. You're definitely going to run in. Hopefully you don't, but I ran into some not so good ones. I think, it's just a part of the game.
Yeah, when this guy says that, we're going to go back to the video after we do Anthony's super chat. But when this guy says that you can't meet quality women because you're a gringo, and I'm thinking to myself, like, and I always say this, the first person that I dated in Medellin was an attorney. The first person I dated in Cartagena, she was a attorney and a college professor. In Barranquilla was a nurse. No, in Santa Marta was a nurse. My wife is a corporate tax accountant, and in Bogota she was the head of transportation. So when I can't even use race as an excuse. Well, you black, so you can't use the race card to sit back and say, well, those women won't date us because we're black. I'm a perfect example of just a regular everyday brother from Tampa and Detroit. At the end of the day, it was how I carried myself in the universe. I'm even go even further, and you can attest to this, Felix. It was how I carried myself in the States that ended up with me in Colombia. Mm-hmm. If you don't deal with good quality women in the States, what do you think is going to happen when you reach Colombia? The universe only gives you. It's going to give you. And so if you don't carry yourself as a quality person, the universe is not going to say, hey, he wants a traditional woman, let's give him a traditional woman. But there's nothing traditional about you. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, you guys have to remember how you carry yourself, behave in the States is going to follow you to these other countries. Don't think that you can deal with trash in one country and then all of a sudden quality and women of etiquette and upstanding feminine women are going to suddenly come your way with their 7 figures. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, no. And you got to know how to talk too. I think guys come here, they don't even know that they see a girl in the States and they're shaking. Like I've never had a problem. Like I've always been able to talk. Mm-hmm. So, if you can't at least talk, and I know, playing the game in the States, your game needs to be very tight in the States, and you still need some level of game and frame and be a man and be a leader and, you have to have what it takes to be a strong man, no matter where you go in the world. Here, you don't have to be as, play all these games and say this and say that, but you still have to be able to know how to talk, whether you can speak the language or whether you're just talking with energy. You still need to know how to, just be a strong, confident man. If you can't be that, you're going to struggle, I think.
That's so true. So true. Because you got to be a strong, confident man, especially, you guys ready? If your Spanish is trash, you still got to be able to say "por qué" with confidence. You got to be able to say "qué" with confidence. Buenas noches, buenos dias, buenos start, whatever it is, with as if you may pronouncing it absolutely incorrect, but your confidence gonna show off as if you knew what the hell you were talking about, and people will still help you out. I promise you guys, that's the reason. I'm gonna say this again before we go to the video, and I'm gonna let Felix speak on this. That's the reason he has that clientele. These guys are confident when it comes to making money, but when it comes to being around women, especially attractive women, that hand starts shaking.
Yeah.
They can give me and Felix a firm business handshake. But put them around a woman.
Death out of our hand. Yeah, put us. I'll tell you when to pause the video. I seen a part in the video where the guy he introduced, because I kind of prefaced it before we got on here.
That's why I said it to you.
Yeah, and like the guy in the video told the other guy to like introduce it, and just like the interaction, it's just like so cringe. I'll tell you to stop it when we get there. It was just
okay, cool.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go ahead.
I haven't forgotten about you, Anthony.
So if you're thinking about coming here, you know, basically don't. It's just gonna be a bunch of retards and sex workers. I was at a dinner with some friends of mine, and we kind of went around the horn, and we were just talking, like, basically we said, hey, let's all think about the last 5 to 10 girls we've dated, had sex with, etc., and in some capacity were romantically involved with, whether it was cold approach, whether it was meeting through friends. Let's try to think of, like, you know, a variety of sourcing methods here, not just, you know, Tinder or whatever. And we said, okay, cool. We have, like, okay, we're picturing these last, you know, couple girls we've dated, girls that I've met at, you know, parties of mine, etc., social events. And we basically came to the conclusion that about 80% of them in some way or form are involved in sex work or asked us for money. Just straight up said, can you give me some money? Can you buy me something? So again, I'm talking from personal experience. I'm talking from talking with other friends of mine. And I'm talking from literally seeing the dating apps of my clients with my own eyes and seeing, I just know anytime, you know, one of my accounts says, oh, I got a new match for, you know, Bob or whatever. I just know there's going to be an OnlyFans link. She's going to be covered with tattoos. She's going to be showing off a shitload of skin in all her photos. I just know they're just garbage women, the ones that want to date gringos. Now, if you go to another city in Colombia, say Bogota, let me back up actually. Why do people in Medellin, they're called regionalista, like regionalist, I guess. I don't know, we don't really say that in English, regionalistas. They basically think that their culture is the best and everyone else sucks. And this is not just towards gringos. It's a known thing that there's like a rivalry in Colombia between, you know, Medellin, Cali, Bogota. Every city kind of like, you know, thinks they're the best, but it's crazy in Medellin. They just straight up don't like people from the coast. From Bogota, oh my God, ask anybody, ask a girl, if anybody's been dating here, ask a girl from Medellin what they think of people from Bogota in general. They'll just start talking hella shit. And I think on some level it's because they know that people in Bogota are just a lot smarter than them. I mean, I got to be careful what I say on here, but let's just say Medellin is not winning any awards for education. I'll leave it at that. That's how you guys can kind of read between the lines of what I'm really trying to say here. But yeah, I would not imagine any Nobel Prize winning in you know, the field of mathematics or chemistry people coming out of Medellin. Okay. So if you want to come to Colombia, first of all, I have other things that I can't say about this country. I'm leaving to Brazil. And there's just some other things about Colombia as a whole that would make me, you know, kind of cross it off the map as somewhere I would never want to live. But, you know, Bogota, the coast, random cities, Sincelejo, Colombia, like these random cities, you can probably find beautiful girls that have a brain and that are open to dating gringos. Again, and like I said a million times, it's not that there's no beautiful women with a brain not doing sex work in Medellin. They do exist. They just don't date gringos. You know, 1 in a million exception. If you can find one like that, hold on to her. Now, you can come here, you can find Venezuelan girls. Those are probably the best girls to date. Girls from other parts of Colombia. Medellin's a big city, has people from all over. But if you're thinking about coming to Medellin, I'm
gonna stop right there for a second. I want you guys to notice something in regards to the video. That I like what Stefano said. Stefano said this guy is marketing his services. I don't really believe that he's looking for anybody serious. And it does come across as that. It comes across as a complaint video. However, subliminally, he's marketing his services by way of his YouTube video of complaints. So to put out a video, there are no good girls in Medellin, but at the same time, I'm posting B-roll of all these parties and yacht parties and so forth and so forth, me and my friends. It seems like it has almost like a double standard, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's actually a good, whoever made that comment. That's actually, I didn't even think about that, but you know, now that I think about it, he's like subliminally trying to say like, hey, if you want to get laid and you want to have a good time and you want to meet beautiful women, then, you know, come pay me, run me a couple $1,000s or however much his product or service costs. I'll give you a good weekend. I'll do all the talking for you, or maybe these girls speak English, who knows? And you know, because but I don't understand, because he said all the girls, and then he said 80% of the girls, and then he said all, like, so is it 80% or is it all of them? And is it just party girls, or is it like you can't categorize an entire city? While there might be bad women, you can't categorize an entire city into one category.
The other thing that I found is this. He is living, and this is all over the world, he is projecting the stereotypical image of the white dude from the States with some money. Yeah. The stereotype that many people across Europe, across Africa, Southeast Asia, South America, Central America have of white people is they got money. And all he's doing is enforcing the stereotype. Yes, look at these parties. Look at what I'm doing. Yes, look at what we. So to sit back and expect no self-respecting quality woman in any part of Colombian, guys, would deal with this guy. Not because he's a bad person, not because, well, he'd not be tall enough or not attractive enough or don't have enough money. I'm not saying that. No self-respecting woman wants a party dude. We never talk about that. You dudes who are party dudes, you're not gonna keep the good quality women. If you're going to the club every other weekend, if you gotta be popping, the bottles gotta be cracking and popping every weekend, good women ain't at the party every time you throw one. You're not gonna see, and all those women that he just showed over the last 15, 20 minutes of this video, you're not gonna find the accountants in there after work. You're not gonna find a doctor, a nursing practitioner. You're not gonna find somebody that is of quality service, a politician, in those crowd of women that's on his yacht. That's not what he has. He has what I always call beautiful bottom feeders. They're beautiful, but they're bottom feeders. Zone 1, Strata 1, Strata 2, Strata 3. They borrow each other's outfits. They just so happen to have the right genetics to look like they're Zone 6. But they're nothing but Zone 1, Zone 2, Zone 3. That's all they are. They borrow each other's shoes, borrow each other's outfits. The same outfits that you see on one chick, you'll see it on the next chick in another part of the video. So don't sit back and make the mistake of thinking that a quality girl wants to be with a party dude. I have yet to see a dude that's a true party dude like this guy find a quality woman in any part of South America. I'll say that again. If you are a party dude, you got to be at the parties. You got to be the life. You got to be Mr. Yacht Party. I have yet to see a dude meet a quality woman and she joined in on the reindeer games like she Rudolph. It doesn't happen like that. Have you heard of that before?
No. And if you somehow magically do find a good girl, quality, I mean, just not call it a good, but just a chick of quality and value, and you're a party guy and you're out there going crazy, you're gonna fumble it. Like if you that's just it's just not gonna mix. Like, you know, when I came here, they get my boy, who's still my boy, you know, he's kind of like he's more into partying, and you know, I've partied, but I'd rather, you know, build. Like I'm in like a building phase, and you know, my girl helps me with what we're building together. And if I was out every night partying, it wouldn't work. I don't like really partying. I'm not a party type of guy. I'd rather have a drink, just to drink by myself, watch a movie, or chill.
That's
but
it.
Go out and party. If you're a party guy, you're gonna fun. But you could tell those guys are partying. I already know exactly where you probably see. You've been in Medellin. They're in Guatapé. They rented a mansion. Like a quality girl isn't gonna be like you say like, hey, we got like what type of women are at that house. Like a girl who gets geeked up by that, you don't really want a girl who's quote unquote outside, like always having to do stuff and always having to find a new event or the next entertainment phase. Is that a quality woman? Chicks that get bored easily, you got to be careful.
Absolutely correct. And I even say this, when you guys are watching this video footage, don't think that those are scopolamine free environments. I'm gonna say this again. If you think, if we could go to that video, if we were at that scene and we were the security, let's say all of us in the chat were the security guards, do you think that that's a scopolamine free environment? You think that none of those women have scopolamine in their purse, and if the right victim came along at the right time, they wouldn't scope somebody? You think that the security that went to that party, opened up the purses, and every purse was scope free? You out your rabbit ass mind.
Give me 1 second. Let me just use the bathroom real quick. Give me 2 seconds.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. You out your mind to sit back and make the mistake of thinking that you actually can be in a party like that, and there's not somebody out there that's already planning to drug you. Every female that scopes somebody always have it prepared. In other words, they don't know that they're going to meet you, but just in case they meet you, it's in their purse for the just in case moment. In Cartagena for the just in case moment. In Cali for the just in case moment. They don't know that you're going to be the one, but they know the one might come. And if it happens, we're just prepared with the scopolamine. So while you're watching this footage of all these beautiful women, and some of y'all might be like, damn, she fine. Oh, she fine. First of all, I ain't seen nothing in there that was fine in that party. I'm Cali spoiled. I'm sorry. I'm used to Cali curves. I'm used to seeing fat asses, small waist, big breasts, beautiful faces. I'm sorry. When they was twerking, I was ready to shed a tear. I was so sad for them. Is that what you have to offer? Are those your queens, Medellin? Is that what you have to offer, Medellin? Is that the best that you have to offer? Goodness gracious. They ain't had no ass. A whole party of women ain't no ass nowhere. Ain't no ass on the yacht boat, nothing. I am Cali spoiled. I ain't gonna even lie. Cartagena, shout out to Cartagena too. But at the end of the day, guys, do realize that if you are a party dude, as we were saying, don't think that, I like how Felix put it, you might get a decent woman that could be on your team, and she has some things that she's building too, but you're gonna fuck it up. You're gonna mess it all up because you still on party mode. And my point in saying that is, this is a tip. If you're still on party mode, nothing wrong with that. Deal with party girls. But if you deal with party girls, don't cry about the results that you get. Don't cry if you're a party dude and you need the party girls and you crying like my man doing in the video, crying about the results that he's getting. No matter how much money he has, no matter how many clients he has, he's not happy. Why? Because of the results that he's getting. And so now he's blaming it and trying to make it seem like everybody's going through it. Everybody ain't going through what you're going through. That's just you. He said, I want to be Cali spoiled, Dre. Help a brother out. Shout out to you. And I'm about to go to your super chat. Anthony says, he said, me and my girl he said, I met my girl on Colombian Cupid. She's in Medellin because of college, but it's from Bayas Solano. He said, I'm going to meet her parents in December. That's when I met Andrea's parents in December. And we'll propose to her after a year of dating. Hey, I proposed to Andrea after a year of dating. So, Anthony, I hope everything works out great for you. You're following the blueprint. Now, let me know, are you going to relocate down here eventually permanently, or how does it work? What are you doing, Ant? Let me know what your game plan is, because that's what I did. I met Andrea. We established ourselves. I met her in Chippy Choppy Mall. We established ourselves, and then right around Christmas time, met mom and dad. Like a little before Christmas, I actually met mom and dad. Then came back down for Christmas, and then a year later, this on September 21st, Valentine's Day, a friends and love weekend, asked Andrea to marry me. So when you know the one, there is no question, no doubt, especially when you hit a certain age. You already been through enough knucklehead women that you know which one is cool, which one ain't. So congratulations to you, brother. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you very much for the $9.99. Shout out to you. All right. Let's go back. He says that Medellin is dope. You just have to be plugged in. Absolutely correct. And that's what Felix is saying. It's all about networking. It's all about, I'm gonna tell you something that I noticed about Felix that he continue to emphasize on, that I'm gonna let him speak because I run off at the mouth.
That you're a great speaker.
that I emphasize on is focus on you first, guys. You're just getting to a new continent. I'm gonna say that again for some of you guys that don't realize this. You ain't moving to Utah. That's the same low. You ain't hitting Wyoming. You ain't all up in northern part of Oklahoma. Shout out to those to Tornado Alley. You are literally moving to a whole new continent. You got to focus on you first. You got to find out where the best stores are. You got to get yourself your outfit ready. You got to start learning the culture. You're still learning your Spanish. There's a lot that you need to do for you. You need to get your visa work done. You got to get some medical insurance. You want to open up a couple of bank accounts. Oh, you got a credit card coming through. You got a lot of stuff to do for you. Though I promise you, this is Colombia. The woman will come. Don't think about it. Don't worry about it. Don't stress about it. When it's your time to get the right woman, the universe will say, I see what you're doing, player. I'm watching what you're doing. I got a couple for you. That's how the universe works. When you're working on you, then people that are working, notice the mirror, how it works. You're working on you and you attract people that are working on themselves. But if you ain't doing nothing for you, you're going to attract women that ain't working on themselves. The universe works like a mirror. Like will always attract like. And if they don't work, it'll ricochet off of each other every single time. That's why you see, my motto, get you an attractive nerd chick. That's me. I went on ahead and got me a nerd chick. I already knew what I was doing. Get somebody that's attractive and she part nerd, I'm good. So I can take her to ballets, plays, and all other nerdy stuff that I like to do. Play golf, go bowling, all the nerdy stuff that I like to do, travel. Hey, you guys need to party, I need to travel. So yeah. I got somebody that's just as nerdy as I am. Go ahead, Felix.
No, man, you're spitting flames, dude. I'm just agreeing. I mean, if you work on yourself, and I did the same thing. I said, listen, I'm started traveling like December of 2021, and I was like this. Then I was going all over the place from December 2021 till about August of 20. And people always say, like, I want to be a world traveler. I want to go from here to that's exhausting. I mean, some people could do it, and I tip my hat off to you if you can. But I was literally going from a new city to a new location to about every 3 to 4 weeks, and maybe sometimes every 2 to 4 weeks, and it was exhausting. But I was just trying to figure out what I liked and where I wanted to be and who I wanted to surround myself with. And like I said, I couldn't. The chance, like how you met it was like a million out of, but I wasn't looking for it. My friend met somebody, and that person was my friend met a girl, and that girl was an acquaintance, not even friends with my chick. So when you build your life up, like you say, this isn't America. You don't need to be Brad Pitt and worth $100 million to find a partner. You will find one. So just work on yourself, establish your life, and you'll meet somebody.
Yep, absolutely correct. I agree with that 100%. He said, are there any veterans here? Oh, somebody was asking in the chat. Shout out to Eddie in the building. My man Men's Daily's in the building. Make sure you guys subscribe to that brother's channel. Good man right there. Real good man. Definitely. Yeah, if you focusing on self, we're not talking about be selfish. We're saying self-development. There's a difference between just being selfish with your time, selfish with who you are. And we're also not saying be reluctant. We'll come back to you again, other one. We're not saying be reluctant. Not be that shaky hand dude when you see a woman in Colombia and you're not saying anything. Dude, listen, I had the audacity to pull out. I didn't know Andrea knew English. My Spanish trash. I pulled out the Google Translate. At least I knew enough Spanish to break the ice. Then I put out the Google Translate. She was like, you don't need that. And I was like, but then I'm hesitant. How do you know English? Because I'm thinking about my Medellin experience. And so I asked her. She said, well, I learned English when I was in college. And then I've been studying English since I was in junior high, my parents. And so I'm like, okay, cool. So now I can speak English. And we took it from there. But you got to be able to have the ability to approach people. You can't come to, I'm not seeing a couple of you guys do this. You come to Colombia and you become hermits. You come to Colombia and you lock yourself in your Airbnb and you only come out when I come pick you up. Don't do that. Get out of here. You're in another continent. I don't care if you get lost walking down the street. Somebody help you find your way back as long as you ain't going into some dark alleys and some Strata 1s and Strata 2s. But at the end of the day, guys, enjoy what you're doing. And I'm telling you, Felix is absolutely correct. All of a sudden, you'll find yourself focusing on building a routine. You guys always know when I say in consultations, what do I say? The number one gift that you need to bring from the States for yourself, your what I would say your housewarming gift. What is your housewarming gift that you're going to bring with you to Colombia? Your routines. If you went to the gym in the States, go to the gym in your new country. I don't care if you're going to be there for a couple of weeks. If you read books in the States, read books, have a couple of hours out, find your favorite coffee area and read books there. Bring your routine. That's how a country becomes your home. Vacationers don't need a routine. You're on vacation. You just out and about. If it happens, it happens. The party over here, the party over there. We wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, do it. In the afternoon, do it again. But when you live in a location, the housewarming gift that you want to give yourself, I promise you guys, this is what makes a home, a country your home. You have a daily or a weekly routine. I have my whiteboard. I know this, I know that. It says Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Andrea, you're gonna be doing this, you're gonna be doing that. I got a section over here when you guys, one section of my whiteboard is dedicated for when you dudes come to town. So I know when any of you guys come to town, I got your name written down and I got the date which you're going to be coming and the date in which you said you probably be leaving. So I know when to hang out with you guys. I have routines. Me and Andrea, she's my workout partner. I may do 1 a days or 2 a days. I have a routine. You got to bring that with you. I promise you, it will make everything such a smoother transition. And guess what? Your routine will introduce you. This is my point. Will introduce you to the right woman. Because guess what she has? A routine. A routine. The woman that you're looking for has a gym. Yeah, am I correct?
Spitting fat. Yeah, spitting fat. I mean, when I first met my chick, she worked 10-hour days. She's not at the party, at clubs. She couldn't even be working 6-7 days a week. They got routines. The good women are not at those boat parties. Now, from maybe once or twice a quarter, they get a day off. But the really good women are working. The really good women are, damn, man, you spitting fire. Look, what you're saying is so true. The really good women are busy. They're not chill. They're not dating gringos because they're not chilling with gringos because they're not chilling because they're working.
100% correct. That's so true. I remember as I mentioned to you guys in the past, when I first started dating Andrea, she was working 6 days a week. And I kid you not, when I came down here on my visit Andrea vacation, the first one was she would take time off. Andre being on vacation, I'm going to spend time with Andre. After like the first or second time, when I come down, Andre would get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, make breakfast for me, make lunch. She's gone. She's at work by like 8:30, 9 o'clock. I don't see Andre again till like 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the evening. That was her routine. And who am I to interrupt the routine that Andrea has? I wanted a woman that was like that. She had stuff going on. I wasn't the stuff that she had going on. And Felix can attest to that. When you got a woman that's got a routine, now you got enough time that she gone. Now you can continue to develop on whatever it is in your routine that you were working on. So when she comes back home, you done took care of this, that, wrote this, developed that, reached out to this person, networked with that person. All that was while she was gone to work. But when you got a party girl that's always up under you, she's stuck in your face all the damn time. Every time you turn around, she like, Poppy, let's go here. Poppy, let's go there. She ain't never bought you nothing. Dude, Andrea, have my watch collection Andrea's purchased. I kid you not, guys, you got to get you a woman that's got something going on. Y'all keep on going with these party girls, and then when y'all get the ones that got the little scope packet waiting for you in their purse, now you want to get mad at the whole city. Ain't nobody good in Medellin. Colombia is bad. It's dangerous in Colombia. No, brothers. Get you a woman with a routine. Why? Because that's what you have, a routine. It ain't that hard, guys. It ain't rocket science. Me and Felix are prime examples that this works. You can't sit back and say that it doesn't work in Medellin, because Felix is a perfect example of that. It works in Medellin just like it works in any other part of the world.
It works if you just, and another thing, like he said, like there's I agree with them in a sense. It is hard to find a quality woman. There are probably more bad women and more women with red flags than there are with women who have green flags. I give them that. There probably are more women who are not good for dating or for something serious than there are for women that are serious. But I mean, same with men. I mean, us men aren't perfect at the same sense either. But you can't making it hard makes it all worth it in the same sense. Like I don't know how to say it, but I mean, they're not going to be easy to find. But when you find the one that's good, like you said, when you knew, like I know with my girl, official as it comes.
Yeah, without hesitancy.
Yeah,
I knew before she knew.
Yeah.
She was kind of questioning. I was like, girl, I know you the one. Let's stop playing with this thing.
Yeah.
And she looking like, no, let's just take our time. I'm like, all right, you're gonna end up marrying me anyway. I don't know why you keep waiting. Time's a wasting. I'm like, girl, you're gonna be my boo. Stop playing with yourself. But at the end of the day, definitely, guys, do realize that we're gonna go to the video after we go to the super chats. But do realize, guys, we're giving you some great tips on how to meet these women down here, man. I kid you not. If you get to a woman that has something that she's focused on, something that if she does something to you, is too valuable for her to lose. Her job is too valuable for her to lose. Like I always say, I've yet to see a college professor scopolamine somebody. I've yet to see a female doctor scopolamine somebody in a hotel. I've yet to see a female that's a female nursing practitioner. I'm yet to see a school teacher in Medellin. She's a school teacher scopolamine some tourist. I've yet to meet some female that owned the club or part owner of the club scopolamine some dude in a hotel room in Parque Aires. It's always beautiful bottom feeders that have no routine and have nothing to lose, gentlemen. Why do y'all love women that have nothing to lose? I don't get it. I really don't get it. So at the end of the day, guys, if you want to follow some of the blueprints that we're laying down, in all sincerity, man, with byproducts of that. Here's the other part that Felix hadn't hit on. It could be, let's say it was 50,000 of us foreigners that came down to Colombia per year. I know it's 1.4 million people that visit Medellin alone. Let's just say 50,000 getting off the plane. Guys, good guys, getting off the plane. It may be only 5,000 of us that's looking for serious relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Most dudes that get off the plane ain't worth shit. I'm gonna say that again. Y'all worth shit as far as the money that you make. You worth shit as far as like Andre. I'm ex-military. I make my money and I retire. Your career, you're a good dude, or your business, or what you've accomplished. But as far as looking for a woman in another country, you ain't worth shit. Mm-hmm. Most dudes that get off the plane don't think like us. Think about yourself first. Putting the pussy second. Focusing on routine. Y'all don't think like that. Y'all think I see pretty women, I'm trying to fuck everything I see. And I ain't mad at you, because when I first got here, I was like that. Oh, beauty, 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 beauty. But if you get to a point where you're looking for something serious, what Felix is saying is 100% correct. Connections will open up doors for you to meet the right one faster than you sitting up there trying to throw money in the air. Pookie, Ray, Nook, Keith, them.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, go ahead, brother.
Too many guys like, look, we already know you earn US dollars. You're 30 million miles past everybody that lives here. We already know, even if you make the minimum, what's the minimum salary in the States? Making $2K a month. If you make that a month, you're already a million miles past the average person here. But the worst thing you can do is lead with your wallet. Now, if you want to listen, they're going to know, like, they'll know you have, like, you're doing well. But the way that I like to do it, and even with my girl, you know, we don't talk about what we could discuss how we're going to build together, but it's best, you know, it's like the best way to move is to not announce your move. So don't ever flash. Don't ever try, you know, when a bill comes, I grab the bill. I don't even show my girl. I just grab the bill and I pay it. But just try to move in silence, because I think too many guys, they try to lead with their pockets. Are you there? Looks like it froze. But yeah, too many guys try to lead with their wallets. I'm not sure if you're here or.
That was my bad.
Oh, okay. Did you hear anything I say?
You about to say something, we didn't get it.
Oh no, I was saying basically, like, you know, just too many guys, they try to lead with their wallets too much. Like it's one, you know, listen, if you meet a chick, she's probably gonna know you do well. Like, you know, even if you make the minimum in the States, you know, you could live a decent life and you can have, you know, a pretty good life here with very minimal, like, expenses. But just trying to, like, flaunt and, like, look, I've done some cool things with my girl, but it's I think a woman, before you spend, you should see if she deserves it. Is she a woman who deserves to maybe step off to a beach weekend? Like, I came back from Brazil with my girl, and Brazil was amazing. One of the best countries I've ever been to.
Don't
but,
you know,
what
you think you're doing, Felix? Felix, what you think you're doing? I caught that.
Oh, my bad.
I took my girl to Brazil. Somebody that you can travel with, you can feel comfortable with in regard. That's another thing that shows you that the person that you have is beneficial. Can you travel with this person? Is this person the type of person that you can feel comfortable with going to other geographical locations where there are attractive women? Me and Andre, wherever we go, it's amazing. Where we go, other people are interested in her because she's Colombian. No matter where we go, everybody else feels like, oh my God, a Colombian, a Colombiana. So at the end of the day, that's another sign. Can you take this person somewhere and feel at peace, enjoying your trip with that person? Let me let you continue on.
No, I just think, you know, if there's nothing wrong with spending money on your woman, you know, as a, you know, depending on like a traditional role, I think there's nothing wrong with it, especially if you guys are a team. And, you know, me, I like to, spend money on my chick, but it's got to be a woman of value. And, don't try to, nobody wants to, oh, I got this, I got that. Look at me. I'm cool. Like, just, I'm one of the most humble dudes in the world, and I have, different stuff, some good things going on for myself, but I don't tell anybody. Nobody even knows really what I do unless you ask. So I think the best way to just be mysterious, because you'll gain more brownie points by being mysterious without anybody knowing who you are, what you do. You can open up about yourself, but you don't have to tell people that you make this much money, you do this kind of business. Leave that with time if you want to share it, but leave that behind the door. Keep that hidden.
The other thing that maybe you can attest to, Felix, is, and we're going to get back to the super chats and the videos in a second, that it allows the family to feel more comfortable when you're down to earth.
Yeah.
And it makes your girl feel more comfortable with her family when you're down to earth, and you're not braggadocious with money, and you don't have these chains on, and you don't have these rings on. I'm a player. And the family feels more comfortable with being around you on a regular basis and having you as a part of the unit, because you're such a down-to-earth dude. Do you find that to be easy for you too? It helps you out in regards to being around the family?
You don't want to be. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not sure with how your lady's family is, but like I said, my girl and her family speaks no English, so that's why I have to keep my skills on point. But nobody wants to see somebody flashing. Like, just try to really humble yourself. If you're one of those guys wearing, I wear like a little chain, but that's a bit as far as it goes to. But I always wear a black T-shirt, jeans, some sneakers, and that's how I'm in there. Real low key, real basic. And from a glance of an eye, nobody would know if you got $1 or if you got a bunch of dollars. You always want to remain mysterious, and plus you don't want to be showing, oh, look at my designer shirt, look how cool I am. Like, and you don't get any brownie points for trying to show off or show people that you're better than. We know you have US dollars. We know you're automatically multiple levels above them. You don't have to tell them. You don't have to show them. Just be normal.
Shout out to you, man, for that comment, man. That's so true. It's a lot of things that you are saying tonight is just confirmation of things that I've said. Guys, we got 131 people in the live stream that I know that I like. I like you guys. Make sure you like us too. Click on the like button. With 130 people, do us a favor. Make sure we get at least another 80 subscribers. I said it. It's uncalled for. Let's not embarrass each other on this live stream, guys. Come on, support male content. Another 80 subscribers for my man Felix's channel, The Giant Traveler.
Thank you so much.
Stefano's been dropping it in the live stream. We got to support each other, guys. We have no excuses. If you don't support with super chats or cash apps, that's cool. I got to go to the cash apps too. But for those that could at least click the like button and subscribe to Felix's channel, that's highly appreciated, guys. We appreciate you more than you realize. My man Jay is in the building. He says with the 10,000 Colombian pesos. Andrea, I sent you an email on IG. I'd love to come on someday and talk about Medellin. Cool. Let me put that right here, Jay. I'm going to look you up as soon as we get done. Definitely. I have no problem with that, big brother. I got you. Shout out to you. My man Dapper Don's in the building with the $9.99. He said, I'm Jamaican. Don't get it fucked up. He said the amount of 304s, they're easy to spot, from the clothes, the tats, the puffing clouds, heavy drinking, etc. If you're not experienced with women, you're doomed. Work on yourself, fellas. He's 100% correct. That's why we've been talking about. If you guys want to know the strand that we've been using to talk tonight, is basically work on you, and everything will, the type of people, networks, connections that you need to make will magnetically draw to you. I kid you not, man. You guys put so much energy into yourselves, some stuff will be automatic.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't look for Andrea. He didn't look for his girl. I'm gonna say something. You guys already know. When I came to Colombia, it wasn't for women in 2016-17. I hit Ace Live up. Y'all have heard it 100 times. He had 200 subscribers. I put in his comment section, "Hey Ace, you don't know me, but you see I'm using the old school typewriter. Ace, you don't know me, but hey, if I'm coming to Medellin, do you mind showing me around to a couple of places or just recommend some places?" And me and Ace been like brothers ever since. What's my point in telling all that is? Not one time in that story I told you about women, did you? I didn't say nothing about women. And even when I came back to Colombia, I wasn't coming back, "Oh, the women." I really enjoyed the country and the people that I was meeting. And I was deciding that whether I wanted to live here or not. By the time I got to my third, fourth time coming here, I'd already decided I'm going to live here. And I'll start focusing on bringing my routine. I think the worst thing that got me, hey, check it out, Felix. The worst thing that got me when I first decided to bring my routine, I pulled out of my routine. I jog every morning. Let me jog today. I'm in Parque Lleras. We all know Parque Lleras is like this. Man, by the time I got done jogging from one end of El Poblado to the other end, I'm exhausted because I'm used to flat land in Florida. I ain't used to all this in El Poblado, but it was a part of my routine. Gym membership, I pulled that out of my routine bag, and it made me feel like I could live here. I could live here because I'm going to the grocery store. Part of my routine. Certain fruits and vegetables. I can make stuffed bell peppers here. Part of my routine. My routine was the thing that sold me on Colombia, not women. I'm going to say this again. This is a good point. My personal routines that I had in the States and I packed in my bags of my suitcase and I brought it with me to Colombia, it sold me on that Colombia is where you need to be, Andre. I took my routines to other countries and it didn't feel as well. But when I took my routine to Colombia, it was like, oh yeah, if you come into Colombia for just because of the women and you don't bring a routine, I promise you, by the time you get your routine here, you might not be happy with the routine being here, but only the woman. I kid you not, guys. That's what sold me on Colombia. The type of gyms I needed, the exercise, the foods, the networking, the type of. Remember, I told you guys I lived in Colombian neighborhood in Tampa, so being around Colombians was a part of what I was already used to anyway. So my routine in Tampa, I brought it here, and it fit just right into the jar of what I was trying to accomplish. So at the end of the day, guys, remember that your routine will say yes or will say no. And then all of a sudden, if you were a good guy when it came to women in the States, guess what's going to happen in Colombia? You're going to meet you a good woman. Was I a perfect guy in the States? Nobody's perfect. But did I have enough sense in the States of how I treated women? Yes. And so when I came to Colombia, the universe said, I got one for you. And that's what ended up happening. That's what happened. And let me know this. Is what I said, does it resonate with some of the things that you did, Felix, when you first started coming to Colombia? As far as routine, that's what not my routine, but just bringing your routine to Colombia. Did it help you feel a lot more comfortable?
It probably wasn't until I really came here when I really came, because I was just coming like on a tourist. Like you say, when you're just on a tourist, you don't have no routine. You're just waking up, partying, looking for your next rush of dopamine or your next enjoyment time. But once I really got here and I settled in and I started hitting the gym like I like to work out, and I make sure wherever I live next to a grocery store. I just moved into this is actually like a brand new apartment. It's 3 beds, 2 baths. And for people wondering, it's only about $650 a month. And I live right down the street. That's most important for me. I want to live as close to a grocery store as possible. Right down I walk outside, there's a grocery store. And there's a grocery store, there's a gym, there's a park. pretty much everything. I don't even have a car. There's no need. Everything I have is within walking distance. And once I really like, you know, since having this apartment, I've been in this apartment for this is like my first month here. You know, I love this spot. I have my routine. I do the same thing every day. I have my office. This is a temporary office because I'm waiting for my other office I'm really decking it out and building it how I want it. And yeah, this is like, I have everything I need within a 2-block radius. You know, I have like 100+ restaurants near me, gym, park, you know, everything, mall, everything. So yeah, once you get your routine, I could see how that could really like keep you stationary and keep you balanced.
And that's why we've been living by Chippy Chape for the last 4 years. Because just like you described, all the grocery stores over here, Home Center is right there. Price Smart, which is their version of Sam's Club, guys. Price Smart is right down the street. Exeter, which is Walmart, technically. You got Jumbo, the other grocery store down here. You've got FedEx. You've got all the pharmacies that you need. All the hospitals are over here. I mean, literally, when Andrea leaves with the truck, I never feel stranded because everything is within a 5-minute walking distance. When you guys come to town, and I'd be like, well, let's meet up at Chippy Chape, because most of you guys are like a 15-minute or 5-minute drive or walk away. I'm only a 5-minute walk away. And so we meet up, hang out in Chippy Chape, have our drinks, go out, get something to eat. The movie theaters are over here. Everything that I need, the gyms are all over the place. You know how Colombians like to be fit? The gyms are all over the place. So at the end of the day, it does help you. The location does help you establish your routine. And that's why, you know, the 4 years have flown by so fast, because the location in which we picked, like you picked, will help that. Man, dude, your next few years are going to fly by because your location is so good.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I've already been here a year. It goes so fast, and like I was in an Airbnb, then I got it negotiated with the owner, so I had a decent price. But and it was still incredible.
Don't let that slide. Don't let that slide. I gave that's another consultation tip. You giving tonight? We're doing a nice little thing with the consultation I talk about. One of the things that Felix just mentioned was, I started in this place as an Airbnb, correct?
Yeah, for a week.
I talked with the owner / or manager, correct?
Correct, yeah.
We negotiated a price other than just what Airbnb was offering, correct?
Correct.
I often say that to guys in consultations. Your first month, this is what I say in consultations. Your first month, get an Airbnb. Why an Airbnb, Andre? Because Airbnb can take care of you for the next month, the next 6 months to a year. What do I mean by that? Quite often, Airbnb owners in Colombia you can ask them after you've been there a couple of weeks, they've got to know you, you've got to know them. Hey, how much would you charge me for this spot? You know, I really like it. How much would you charge me per month for this spot outside of Airbnb if I stayed here for 6 months to a year? Well, we'd actually charge you blah, 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 blah. You save so much compared to just going back to Airbnb every month and you're already staying in that same spot. It will amaze you how that price will start to drop down. Am I kidding? Tremendously compared to, because they don't have to pay Airbnb anymore. It's just you now, you and the owner or the manager. So now you're there. It's furnished, check. Wi-Fi, cable, check. Your utilities, check. In many places, depending on where you go, washer and dryer unit, check. So geographical location that you're comfortable with, check. So everything that you need for the next 6 months to a year, your first year in Colombia, man, I'm giving y'all some consultation tips right now, boy. Y'all better look up the boy in the super chats. I'm giving y'all some real game that you can only get in the consultations. Those 6 months to a year, now you can decide on, because you don't have furniture to lug around. Now I'm in Medellin. Let me go visit Cali. Let me go visit Cartagena. Let me go visit Brazil. Let me see what Peru is all about. Because even though you're in Medellin for that first 6 months to a year in that Airbnb that you negotiated your first month there. Now you can see if other cities are your real cities. For example, there's a well-known YouTuber that we all know. He loves betting Kia, but everybody would have bet that Ace would have put his money on Medellin. You see what I'm saying with that? So just because now you've got a place that you could be there for 6 months to a year and you didn't buy any furniture, it's already furnished, then you start focusing on, is this the city that you really want to be in? If it is, now you have enough time to go looking for unfurnished apartments, because now you have the air. And if that unfurnished apartment opportunity comes and you say, I'm going to be here for at least good 5 years, now you can do like Andrea and I. We got furniture. I'm Cali. I'm good. I'm happy. I can visit Medellin all I want, Cartagena all I want. I done hang out in Bogota all I want. Now I know what city that I'm in, and now you purchase the furniture. But don't come down to Colombia and get you an unfurnished apartment right out the gate. I'm in Medellin, and now you're thinking like, man, but I really like Cartagena. How do I get all this furniture? Stove, refrigerator, washer and dryer unit, to Cartagena.
Might have to just chuck that up as a loss, because there's no move. It's not like you're driving it down the street. You got to drive within 20 hours between a bunch of mountains. You're not going to get it. And to be honest, you said unfurnished. I have a Cedula, so you might not even be able to get an unfurnished spot. I don't know, depending on.
That's true.
If you don't have a Cedula, they might do it. Like even me, I still paid a few months up front just to like show them like, you know, like, hey, I'm serious. I paid like 3-4 months in advance, but those 3-4 months go to the end of the lease. So yeah, you might just start on Airbnb so you could kind of navigate and see if you like the area. And my price literally got cut in like almost thirds of what I paid that first week. Went right direct with the owner, paid the first month up front, like the first month, and then I dropped it again. I'm like, listen, man, this price is still a bit too high. Can you work with me? I'll pay 3 months in advance. And I was at my old spot for a year. I stayed there from August 2022 to September 2022. Well, actually, I kind of like moved it to middle of September, but yeah.
Textbook how it's done. That's textbook. For those of you guys that don't know, when he says cellular is just your ID. It's just
ID.
He has a visa, so he has his ID. Remember this, guys, that your cellular is in the States, we get a social security card, we get an ID. In Colombia, it's all in one. So you have your cellular number, which is your social security number. Once you become a citizen, you get like the longer version. But for us that are foreigners that have a cellular and a visa, you get like the 6-digit or I think it's six. Yeah, 7. There's a 7-digit. Seven digit cellular number. But once I think it goes up to 13, 11 to 13, kind of like a social security number. Same thing once you become an actual citizen to get citizenship card or cellular. So when he says cellular, he's just saying that your ID card for those guys that don't know. Shout out to my man in the building. You have something you about to say?
Oh no, man, you're good. I'm just listening.
Okay, cool. My man, Men's Daily in the building. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel. Do me a favor, Stefano, drop his channel if you don't mind, brother, with the $10 super chat. He said your video on Black Christian haters of the passport movement was 100 on the money. Man, I was so proud of that video. And usually, as a YouTuber, as you well know, Felix, the one video that you're proud of don't do nothing. But the one that you don't put no work into, that's the one that get 150,000 views. And so you're like, what the? And so he said, on the money, he said, you brought it all the way down. You should do a second part. You know what? That's a good point. That's a real good point. I'm glad for that suggestion. That's a real good.
I like how you write down the ideas from the feedback you get. That's pretty cool.
Oh man, listen. I do not pretend or profess to know everything. And the knowledge and insight from networking with all these good men, dude, it will amaze you the success of these success stories of the men in these chats. Man, when I talk to some of these guys outside of the chat, man, these guys are, I mean, so the most educated, insightful guys when it comes to certain topics. So I never take the comment section for granted, because those guys are on point, and even when the ladies show up, are very much on point when it comes to sharing or encouraging me to do certain things. Great job, Professor Andre. Shout out to you again, brother. Thank you very much for that insight. Mike T is in the building. No, the one and only with the Prince 1999. He says, Andre, I just sent you an email. I just wrote that down, Mike. It's time for that consultation. Let's get it. I'm with you, brother. I'm gonna go ahead and hit you up, brother, after the consultation. I mean, after the live stream. Shout out to you. Thank you very much, brother. And thank you guys for being here. We got 125 people. Make sure at least we get this brother to another 80. That's all we ask for, another 80 subscribers for the giant traveler. That's all we're asking for. I know most of you have not subscribed, so that's why I can always say 80. So let's go ahead and show some love to our brother and make sure that we do that. Let's get back to the video. Oh, yeah.
You know, for dating, I wouldn't do it. I want to put out a video in about a month or 2 months about the differences between dating between Medellin and Brazil. I'm gonna put Lana on the screen right now. I've done videos and content with Lana.
I can't hear the audio. Can you hear the audio?
I've done a lot of things with Lana, actually.
Okay, cool.
But Lana, basically, I just want to emphasize a girl that looks like this in Brazil. Like, Lana's a lawyer. Like, look at Lana. Lana is a fucking lawyer, and she looks like this, right? Never in a bajillion years would you find a girl that looked like that in Colombia, that wasn't doing sex work and was open to dating gringos. You might find a girl that looked like that wasn't doing sex work, but she wouldn't date a gringo. Again, the culture of Medellin is that we are garbage. We are sex tourists. We are dirty, bad people. We are lower and we are beneath them. That is the general thoughts, culture, social conditioning, whatever you want to call it, towards gringos. So, yeah, like I said, I want to do a video where I compare dating between Brazil and Colombia, but for by and large, you're just and some guy's gonna say here, blah blah blah. I'm tagging hoes left and right. I don't know what this guy's talking about. Blah blah. I would say 99%, bro. Like you're smashing 5s and 6s. So cool.
Yeah.
That's another thing here. The beautiful girls here.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
The ones that date gringos, these days especially, boy, do they make you wait, man. We're talking 4, 5, 6, 7 dates. They are not giving it up to gringos like they used to. Okay,
that guy right there.
Said the opinion of us is extremely low.
We're going back on that.
Watch how that guy meets that girl.
These days, especially.
Did the brother
boy, do they make you wait, man.
Shook her hand and
we're talking 4, 5, 6, 7 dates. They are not giving it up to gringos.
Yes,
like they used to.
God dang it. If I catch one of y'all asses down here in Colombia shaking hands and bowing, did this dude, we're going back to it.
That was what I was referring to. It was that guy. Like he looks like he seen a deer in headlights. Like
yes, my lord. Yes, princess. Whatever thy wishes. What are you, fellas? Really? Come on now. Yeah. When I said that y'all ain't never been around a pretty pussy, I just be teasing. I didn't know, like, in real life in the States, y'all ain't never been around no pretty pussy.
That's real life. Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Just like that, and I don't know the guy, so I don't knock. However you get your money, you get your money. Whatever your hustle is or your gig is, more power to you. If you can live and work remote and make a hustle by selling guys the idea of chilling with beautiful women, dude, more power to you. But just like he probably doesn't vet them besides for a credit card and available funds to join his program, I don't think he vets those, because I'm seeing like the chick, like I noticed the girl's vaping. Then I see another girl doing some other thing. So it's like, okay, how serious are you vetting these women? Have you chilled with them for months, or are you just saying, oh, you got nice curves, it's nice on the front side, it looks nice on the back side, you got long black, we got a party on Saturday, and we got a party on Saturday. Have you met their family? Like have you actually vetted these women? Because you might say like, yeah, they're okay. I mean, beauty's common. We're in Colombia. There's a million beautiful women on every corner, and it doesn't matter. But how do you actually know that they're high quality women,
or even relationship minded women?
Yeah, how do you know that?
Because he sold them for a few $1,000s. If you fly down to Colombia, we will help you get this particular. That's what it seems like, and we're just guesstimating. We don't know the guy, but it seems like he sold the idea that if you come to Colombia, I'll help you find what you're looking for. Yet he hasn't told the women, hey, ladies, these guys are looking for relationships. Are you looking for relationships? At least I can say this, right, for real. At least I can say this, from what I've seen or at least noticed on some of the dating agencies that go to Medellin, it seems like some of the ladies are really looking for a serious relationship with the foreigner. But he is, like you said, it look like just, you pretty, bring your ass. You pretty too, bring your ass. And the dudes just show up hoping that they're gonna meet some quality women, but his thing is, if I can get these guys so inebriated by the beauty, they can forget that the fact that these women could care less about looking for a serious relationship.
Yeah, the dude knows how to market. I'll give him that. He knows how to sell the idea. But those girls don't. Yeah, they clearly do not want no gringo or foreigner boyfriend.
Absolutely.
But and who knows what he probably listen. Look, here's $500K. Let the guy think he thinks he has a chance. You don't know what the extent of how close they are together. That could be like her every trip. Listen, I'm going to give you $500K. Entertain the guy after the trip for a month, and then go ghost on him.
Yep. 500,000 pesos. You good? You're good. Yep. You're absolutely correct. Let's see what the brothers have to say. He said this dude's videos look like a ghetto version of the Medellin dating YouTube channel. Yes, it does. He said, putting her on a pedestal. Did you see it? Lex, did you see it? Yes, my lord. I'm like, what? Bro, this is not the Game of Thrones. What the hell you bowing down to the women for, man? This ain't the UK. What the hell? Man, I saw that video, maybe. Go ahead.
She should step up to him if she really sees his value.
That's serious. He said, old buddy was like, she's your queen to be. I'm with you, brother. That Eddie Murphy. He said, when those guys go home, the women are still going to go to the party. Absolutely correct. Bruh, now y'all see, I'm going to say it so. That's why y'all see your boy Dre be talking so much shit. Because we know, because we live here, what's going on behind the curtain. You see what I'm saying? Like the musicians, like magicians. You guys come on vacation and you got these women doing magical tricks. But when you live here, you see what's behind the curtain. You see what they do to do the magical tricks to make us tourists or foreigners look like fools. Their job is to make the men look stupid at the expense of getting their money. Now, as I was saying, fellas, do not make me look like a fool. Make sure you subscribe to the Giant Traveler, 80 guys, That's our goal for the night, 80. The only way that we're not subscribing, 80 of us are not subscribing to our brother's channel, is that we just straight up lazy. We just don't give a fuck. We just being lazy for no good reason. And that's what they expect of us. That's what they expect of us, to be lazy when it comes to supporting each other. So make sure that we show love to each other. Shout out to Dapper by subscribing to our brother's channel. Shout out to you guys. Let's get back to the video. Oh, this has been a fun one. This has been a fun episode.
Okay. Like I said, the opinion of us is extremely low. And if a guy is talking about, oh, I'm, smashing hoes, left and right, okay, 99% you're smashing sixes or they're paying for it, one of the two. Like, he's like low key giving them money and just like not telling you about it. And he's like paying them. Or they're sixes. Or, maybe this guy's just, one of those rare guys. He's like, just 6'4", jacked, six-pack, jawline, rich. And, he's like that rare exception guy. If that's you, cool. Whatever, bro. But I would just say, if you've heard all these, it's all over TikTok. It's all the rage.
Yep, you called it
Medellin,
Granada.
Colombia, Medellin, Colombia, Medellin, Colombia.
In
You're not
you called it Guatapé
going to be
area.
happy long-term dating here. Maybe you'll come here. You don't speak any Spanish. You'll be getting beautiful, feminine women for the first time ever, giving you attention. You won't really understand what they're saying because of the language barrier. You won't even realize how stupid they are because the language barrier will just be so great. You'll just be so, what's the word? Smitten with their beauty that you won't even realize it. But again, if they're dating you and you're a gringo, they're a retarded sex worker. And that's just 99% of the time. And again, like I said a bajillion times for the Matrix, don't cancel me. They do have smart women in Medellin, Colombia, sophisticated, sexy. They're just not dating gringos. That's pretty much all I have to say. They don't like you. Everywhere you go, you're gonna get scammed. They're gonna talk shit about you when you leave. I'm basically fluent in Spanish, especially Colombian Spanish, the Medellin accent or whatever. You put me in a room with a Cuban, okay, I'm fucking lost. Cuban's a different thing, right? But I'm basically, 100% fluent in Spanish. I hear what they say about us at the restaurants. Again, I have my own perspective. I see in the dating apps all the types of girls. Spanish. I hear what they say about us at the restaurants. Again, I have my own perspective. I see in the dating apps.
Yeah. Hell yeah. We pausing right motherfucking there. Y'all think I'm gonna let that slide by? Did y'all think I was gonna let your fresh and fit friend, y'all hero back in the States in Miami, Mr. Fresh and Fit himself, slide by in that video? Let me take a sip. I wish I had something in here other than water now. Oh yeah, did y'all think that was gonna just slide by? I wasn't gonna say a damn thing as much as I like to talk. Y'all picked the wrong one.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, so this is your boy. This is your hero back in the States. This is your champion. This is the one that y'all give all the super chats to, cash apps. This is the one that y'all support, the ones that got banned from YouTube, the ones that still making money off YouTube off of nothing but super chats. Yeah. That's your dude that came down, brought Fashion Fit down to Medellin, going to a party. He could have went anywhere in Medellin, met any of the guys, could have met Felix. What did he do? Nah, I ain't doing all that. I'm gonna go to the party boy. The same dude that just told you when you come down here looking for a good woman, they ain't gonna like you. They ain't gonna have time for you. I speak fluent Spanish and they don't have time for me. If you put all that negative energy out in the universe about you, hey, bro, don't think that had the shit to do with me. And then you got Fresh and Fit out there. You got Mr. Fresh, Mr. Fit himself. At your party in Medellin, I was not gonna let that shit slide by. Mr. Fit himself at your party, just having a great old time. And at the end of the day, you the loneliest number. One is the loneliest number that you'll ever see. Yeah, lonely than a motherfucker. Look at Fresh, happy. Look at your boy Fit, happy than a motherfucker. Didn't realize less than 3 weeks later, his YouTube channel will be banned. Losing millions. This dude lost millions. Look at that face right there. Right when he was in Colombia, having a great, I remember when he was there, having a great time. Super chatting his ass off. Got back to the United States, wasn't even 2 weeks later when YouTube said, yeah, enough of this shit. Enough is enough. That's your boy. That's your hero right there, Americans. That's your champion. And then the dude right here with the red, with the beard, my man, dude, you can't speak for all men in Medellin. Just because you got money, you see, here's the part, and I'm even though I was just being facetious for a few moments, here's the part, and maybe Felix can attest to that, to what I'm about to say. Just because you know Spanish, just because you got a few dollars in your pocket, and just because you got an American passport, that does not guarantee you a good woman. Am I correct?
That's why I was saying don't lead with your money, because I think, let's be real. Everybody wants someone to be at least stable, right? That's just, that's just
human.
Like it's human nature, female nature, right? That's normal. But if you're like, yeah, look at me, I'm American, I got all this money. Like you lose value. You gain value by nobody knowing your business. You gain value by having respect. You gain value by learning the culture. You gain value by learning the language. You gain value by, staying here long term. You gain value by making Colombian friends. That's how you gain value, not by saying like you trying to boast or brag. That's not how you gain value. And while I was watching the thing, I just want to say before you, because you're cooking, I don't want to mess up your cooking sesh, because you're going off and you're dropping bars. Those guys that they have, those guys got money. You could just kind of tell. They're not like Dusties who come here with $10 in their account. All those guys, I would bet, have money. Their clients, if they tell them, hey, it's $5,000 for the weekend, no problem, swipe the card. The girls just look like regular, like college groupie party chicks. They're not high class women. Okay, they're not strippers. Okay, we give you that. They're not strippers. They're not maybe selling their body on the corner. But are they high class women like you state, who are serious and looking for a life partner to build something with? You'd have to strike me dead before I would agree to that. Those are just party chicks. You could see them. They're not even talking to the guys. The one girl's in the with Guatape in the background. She's got her friend taking a picture of her butt. She doesn't care about the guy. She only cares that, okay, free trip, gringos paying for it. Let's go. I can imagine the conversation they're saying. Yo, these gringos are throwing this huge boat party. You want to go? Yeah, let's go. Oh yeah, maybe there's a guy there. If not, we don't care. Free event on them with no expense to us.
That's
if I was them, I would go too.
Yeah. I don't blame the ladies at all, because if you got you a sucker, a fish on the line, reel it in, reel it in. Yeah. So at the end of the day, I agree with you 100%. And it's so funny how he sells it. I mean, this is a bad version of those Colombia meetup dating groups or agencies, because at least when you saw the dating agencies, the women were sitting down and they were really at least trying to understand what the men were saying. You had translators that were hired sitting at the tables, things like that. Now, you guys already know I'm not an advocate at all of those dating agencies, but compared to what this dude is doing, oh hell no. Oh hell no. Man, he could have gave that money to any of us. All you Medellin dudes, They could have swiped the car with us. They could have got better results. Go ahead and hollering at my man, the Giant Traveler. He'd have introduced them to quality faster than this dude. Because personally, I didn't even think about that. I have yet to see a quality woman walk across that screen. Not one.
Party chicks. You want to meet women? Go maybe to an office building. Maybe go to the mall, because girls that work in the mall, they work all day. They're working all day. I'm not saying they're good women just because they're working, but you know, girls that are really serious and have that routine like you spoke of, they're not at those parties. No. Maybe they are, but I doubt it.
No. Yeah, you made a great point. Let's go to these comments. I know these guys are having fun. He said, "Look at Myron. Look at Myron, motherfucker, happy than he looks so happy." I think the beauty of it for me was, and not hating on the brothers. I ain't hating, but I'm having fun with it. The fact that I know that 2 weeks later that their channel is about to get shut down. You in Colombia, you talking big shit. You know, ladies, man, time to talk. Like he John Travolta, just walking down on Saturday Night Fever, just walking down the street thinking he the shit. Not knowing in 2 weeks your shit about to get shut down. Come on, man. Come for no reason at all. He said, "Are we sure that's not him scaring all the quality women away?" Could be Myron doing that. Yep. Could be. He said, "Get him, Dre, get him." Hey, Suave. Hey, I didn't put him on the screen. He put himself on the screen. He all on camera, booed up. I didn't find Colombian love. What's up, dude? I didn't see nobody on that video. None of the ladies over 29 years old, maybe 30 years old. It just was like he said, looked like a bunch of college girls. Just like, hey, this party, he's gonna throw us a few dollars. If I hook up with one of these old dudes, I can get some money from him. Poppy. That's just about it. That was just about it, man. Nothing special. He said, someone said, call men simps when he pays. Let's put it like this. He said, someone that would call men simps when he pays to play. When he pays to play for play 2. Absolutely. And his trip and his pay for play and his swiping of Myron's credit card were all at the expense of all you dudes that are the Fresh and Fit fans. All you dudes that are paid $4,000 for a Fresh and Fit consultation. All you dudes, every time Fresh and Fit say something about the ladies, y'all sitting there super chatting the Cash App. That's what you just paid for. Just in case you were wondering where your hard-earned money, where you bust your ass to get it, where it was going to. Just want to put that little fact out there. Fresh and Fit, fresh and fuck-ups. That's what they did, man. That's all they had to do was just keep their damn mouth closed, was doing stupid shit. Threw away millions. They're making good money now, but nothing like they were making. Think about if you were making millions. And now you're making hundreds of thousands.
I know they couldn't even sleep when they figured that happened.
Bruh. Dude, I ain't gonna even lie. I ain't peed in the bed since I was a little kid. That night, I'd have peed in the bed. I couldn't get no sleep. I'd have been sitting up there like, I'd have peed on myself. Oh, we done lost millions. Millions. Oh my God, we lost. All we making is hundreds of thousands now. We done lost millions of dollars. All that advertisement money. You don't get none of that. You still on YouTube, but you just make super chat Cash App. That's it. All that YouTube advertisement money, millions.
No, they can't even get super chats no more.
No, you know what? That's right. No more super chats.
Nothing. Only through Cash App.
I mean,
so think about if someone doesn't have Cash App, man, you're SOL.
Myron and the other dude, I don't know if you knew this, they were the #1.
I heard that.
YouTube Cash App recipients for like 3-4 months running in the world. Think about it. You are receiving the #1 super chats in the amount in the world for 3 months running. Month 4 come. Your shit gone.
See, that's you'd be sick out your mind.
Man. He said, get his lame ass straight. He said, I shot the Terry in the building. He said, them young boys still giving money. Yep. Shake my head. They still giving that money out, bro. Young dudes and old dudes. Swipe the card. He said, paying for his overpriced training course. Just like I was saying. Yep. He said, Felix over there cracking up. I don't blame him, man. That shit, I did not expect to see. I've seen this video 3 times, and I did not notice Myron was on there. He said, man went for Miami to Colombia. He said, you can't make this shit up. You can't. Kevin Samuels will be looking at these motherfuckers like, y'all some fucking idiots. Kevin says, he said, fresh and fit. He said, the clown got found out. We found him.
Time to turn that Lambo in.
Definitely. You better believe that repro truck is coming. He said, who's the dude that, who's this dude that looks like Hitman?
I'll be right back while you're reading those comments.
All right. Go ahead, brother. It looks like Hitman. He said, I don't know. Quiet Storm. He said, who's the dude look like Hitman? I don't know. Maybe because I don't know who Hitman is. So maybe I didn't get that. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. He said, O'Shea Duke Jackson is going to hammer this one. I'm going to send O'Shea the clip while you playing. Yup. I'm going to send O'Shea that clip. I got him right in the phone. I'm going to send it right to O'Shea crazy ass. Shout out to O'Shea. He said, facts. Man, Dollar says, facts. Oh, my God, man. I did not expect to see that. He said, did Paola clout chase on Fresh and Fit podcast in Colombia? I don't think so. I don't think that she knew that they were around. Let's see. Character over cash. Yes, sir, B Panther. Absolutely correct, brother. Absolutely correct. One of my favorite YouTube names, too. So simple to the point. He said, Dre done told you about these party girls. I done said this shit 100 times. Now y'all seeing it. Now y'all actually see. Y'all can't talk all that shit about Dre don't know what he's talking about. This dude is showing you all of Medellin, the high value, what they consider the high value party scene. Like the parties that you think that it's exclusive. Ain't nothing but some goddamn college girls. Ain't nobody in there with degrees and education and females just focus and own business. It ain't like it's a networking event. And there are, I'm gonna say this again, I'm gonna put this out there. There are a lot of business networking events that happen here in Colombia with some very, very professional women. I kid you not. I give you a perfect example. I tell you guys all the time that I'm a part of Toastmasters. Guys, you should see some of the ladies that I meet at some of the Toastmasters event with my bad Spanish. Remember, it's called Toastmasters International, where everybody is practicing their public speaking skills. There are some women that are at some of these motivational conventions, like like Tony Robbins comes down here type of conventions. It will amaze you the level of women and the level of money that women down here pay to get into a Tony Robbins event, and you meet them. You guys don't never see those ladies. Y'all don't even think about those. The ladies that are part of the golf team. Colombia has some of the most beautiful golf courses that you ever want to see, but you guys don't never think about that. Colombia has some of the greatest fishing holes. You like fishing? You can go fishing down here, and there's some ladies down here, that's their hobby. You need a bowling team to be on? Got that down here for you too. There's bowling alleys all over Colombia. But y'all too busy going to the party, going to the club, and doing the same shit Myron doing. And the only people that can make it to that type of party are women that have nothing to lose. Kids.
No,
yeah.
The bowling alleys are badass in Colombia. You can't even say they're cool. I don't know. I think I was in one Cali, but the bowling alleys are like, they go hard with the bowling here.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. A lot of guys don't realize that. Carlos Red in the building, he said, party girls are just for fun. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Arthur Will said, he said, just sub. For all you guys, definitely, thanks for just subbing. We got 119 people in here. Our goal is to get 80 guys to subscribe to the Giant Traveler. There should be no way he does not have. Do not embarrass your dog. We've been on this YouTube for 4 years, all of us together for 4 years. Don't embarrass your boy by, if he goes to his YouTube channel and it's only 23 subscribers and we got 120 people up in here. For what for? When it's absolutely free and only takes a split second to do. So show the man some love. We got company. Do not embarrass me in front of company. All right? Like your grandmama used to say. Do not embarrass me in front of company. All right, Matt Dallas say Dre says it is a woman that has a lot to lose is someone that you should be dating. Absolutely correct. I didn't just say it, Phoenix said it as well. Women that have a routine or have something before you got off the plane, that's the woman that you want to be with. That's the woman you want to be with. Just like the other brother says, party girls are just for fun, not for the future. Not for the future. Party girls are for fun, not for the future.
And I like what you said, not to cut you off, what you said in the beginning, what you said, hips, tips,
lips, and business tips.
No, with the bad type. What's the bad type? Lips, tips,
hips, lips, and fingertips. That's all I had to offer you.
If that's all you look for, you're gonna have problems. Like, you should really, if you're looking, like you could know instantly. Just talk to somebody. I mean, and you'll see over time. You gotta see her family, see what she puts on Instagram. You know, you'll learn so much about a chick in quickly. And, you know, it's just, I think those guys, you know, he's a smart dude. He's marketing to people who probably have no experience with women. They come down here and they want something quick, easy, speak no Spanish, something that they would never find, but with a little bit of money, they find it and they get played. And then they can run back and say there's no good women. Well, you know, you're not going where the good women are. So, you know, if you touch the stove when I tell you it's hot, and then you burn yourself, who are you mad at?
And you notice that Myron is among those guys that they have the money, but doesn't have the confidence. I don't know
run
why
back
guys
to a show and trash women. Women are this. Women are that.
Oh yeah, go right back,
dude. Man, come on with that.
This guy here is. I want to say this correctly. He is tangibly doing what Myron verbally does. Myron verbally caters to men that have insecurity with money. This dude in Colombia tangibly actually has women, and he caters to dudes that are insecure with money. There's no difference between the two except for Myron puts them, you know, on YouTube. This guy brings women to a party, but their clients or the people that support them are all insecure men. The Myron has I forget the other brother's name, but Fresh and Fit I got to give it to them. They have mastered the art of catering to the guy that got hurt on his prom date, the guy that asked the college cheerleader out on a date and she said no. All you guys that have that little hint of hurt, all it takes that much hurt that's love. It don't take a lot of hurt inside of a man to haunt him. I'm gonna say this again, because you know, come on, let's be real, dudes. We can be real on this channel. All it takes is that much hurt to haunt a man when it comes to women. I know dudes that only fuck fat women because one fine chick, I got a partner like that. One fine chick hurt his feelings, and he fucked fat chicks to this day. And he's a decent looking brother, professional brother, making money. He ain't got no kids, good dude. All it takes is a hint, a pinch of hurt to haunt a man's ego for the rest of our lives. And Myron and this dude on this video markets to men that are haunted. that are haunted by that one time. All it took was that one time for that one female to smack her lips when he tried to be masculine, and she smacked her lips, or she disrespected him, or asked him, you don't make enough money at this time in life, or whatever it is. And so now these guys have money and they feed Fresh and Fit like it's nothing, because those dudes are haunted by that hint of hurt. And that's what this dude caters to. Men, and you notice some of his audience were older men that they got money, they've got the ability to pay and travel wherever they want, but these dudes have been haunted by that one slither of hurt. So now they like, I got enough money to buy all the chicks that I want, but to meet a real chick, it'll never happen. And none of my audience is like that. As a man, we all know if we don't put that shit in check, how one woman did you, that shit can haunt you for about a good 5-10 years.
It will haunt you for the rest of your life.
Hell yeah.
And that's why when you think about it, you don't hear, like I said, I don't knock on those guys because they've built an empire. But when you think about it, I'm not hating by any means. We're just, talking facts. No. That's why they don't talk, listen, here's a bet. I mean, I think they've had like passport guys and guys who search life overseas for a better life, but they don't really talk about like, hey, like what's the option? They talk about like modern women are trash, but I'm not even gonna call them trash. I just think there's better options of women in other locations. I'm not gonna call anybody trash. I'm just gonna say that there's better options, and right. they just dump on them when it's so many things. We already know that. I think anybody watching this video already knows that the quality overseas of quality. There's party chicks everywhere. The quality women are maybe in more quantity, and then like a 10 in the States versus a 10 in Colombia. The 10 in Colombia is going to run her around the block. So you don't hear them talking about that because they just want to, they want to get guys, they want to amplify the guy. Like, that girl you dated in high school was a 304. Well, good. If you agree, donate me $200. And they're smart. They're just tapping into their repeat customers. So, but if the guys that were so butthurt over what happened just realize that all you have to do is get a passport, get a ticket, and then start that routine. I really like how you said that routine thing. Their life could be so much better. And if you have any experience, you got done dirty. Some chick has done you dirty. Everybody's got done dirty by somebody. I know I got done.
Plenty of time.
Yeah, it is what it is. But you can't harp over it for the rest of your life. Just move up and move on.
That's it. That is it. Good point. Capricorn Way says, shout out to Capricorn Way. He says, Fresh and Fit are not looking for quality girls. Most dudes aren't. To be honest, they are really want to be laid. They just want to get laid. But I get your part for brothers trying to marry or have a relationship or etc. Things like that. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. That's an excellent point. He say fraud and fat. Yeah, you guys bringing the jokes. Hey, you knew we were gonna have some fun when we saw that. You guys knew we were gonna have some. He said, shout out to Los. Carlos Red said, he said they did it to themselves. Yes, they did. Shout out to Black Nubian once again. Hey, I'm just saying, man. I'm putting it out there. I didn't put him on the screen. Suave, I did not put him on the screen. He said, Trey, you a trip OG. I'm just saying, man. I didn't put that out there. I didn't put that man on that camera. I didn't fly him out to Colombia. Felix ain't do that. He put himself out there. He put himself on screen. If he had any sense, he should have been upstairs, hidden away from the cameras. But no, he wanted to be booed up. All right, be booed up. We gonna laugh at your ass. Shout out to man Sherwin in the building. Welcome, Sherman. Sherwin, I ain't seen you in a while, brother. He said Red Bill probably met those girls on OnlyFans anyway. Absolutely correct. That could be one of the ways, but and then still trying to connect dudes through Tinder and all that stuff. So he said, with the girls gone wild Colombian style. Shout out to Girls Gone Wild. Kobe says this. Shout out to Kobe. He said, but I like girls who are in their early 20s. Nothing wrong with that. Professional are cool as long as they are not strong and independent. So each is on. You know, my wife, when I met her, she was 23 and professional and feminine and fit, but she was not a party girl. Like I said, I like nerd chicks. J Beach in the building. Myron and that stuttering motherfucker blames in the States and they got by females. See, they do it here. They will come to Colombia in hiding and pay for play and have these guys go back to the States and act like they're czars and kings and lords. Oh man, you guys.
Your audience
hey Felix, man. Hey, you know this audience is monsters.
Savages.
I know, right? MJ says in Medellin the first time in December. Oh, going to Medellin for the first time in December. All right, but you're gonna have a good time. We'll be there as well. But dude, you're gonna have a really good time. You're gonna be there in December. The Christmas atmosphere in Medellin is great, especially if you're there for the candle lighting service. You know, candle lighting day, where everybody in the country lights candles to get Christmas month started. He said, we're probably planning some more visits in 2024. Still keeping my hopes up for Medellin. Plus, I sub to the Giant Traveler. Shout out to you, MJ. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, all 80 of you guys. Hint, hint. All 80 of you guys that have subscribed. Colombia has, Mad Dollar says, he says, Colombia has a lot of the best you got me on this one.
Equestrian.
See, I'm used that word forever.
I don't know what it means.
I've seen it one time, but I don't even know what it is. A shout out to you, brother. Anytime you guys give me a word to look up in the dictionary, I am not shy. Like I've seen it a while back because you know I read a lot, but I like that. Give me some study. Faculties also. Plus the female horseback. Yeah. Let's pause right there. The female horseback riders, because they are fine in the streets for the horse festival. Not sure what it's called. We stopped ours here in Cali because the horses start getting nervous around so many people. So they stopped their horseback festival in Colombia. But yes, those ladies are highly, highly attractive. He said, I've seen Colombian women horseback riding. Andre too. Shout out to Dapper. He said, you spot on with the women being active, having something to lose. Those are the women that I seek instead of party girls. Absolutely. Absolutely. Other areas in Colombia. That's what MJ is saying. And Fresher Fits, Wild Swab, Will says those golf women might be taking on the third wood. I ain't mad at you, Will. I ain't mad at you. Marvin's an insecure dude. He said not too bad talk. Not too bad talk to the dude. Hey, man. Some dudes you can't. Yeah, for real. That's serious. Swab says this. He said, "Man, if I didn't have morals and values, I will make so much money off these, bruh.
You could make a killing.
Oh my God, dude! You know how much I would have been a pimp down here in Colombia. Man, dudes get off the plane, don't listen, don't care. So I was like, man, it's been many a day. I'd be like, man, listen. Why are we even warning these dudes? Let simps be simps. Let Pookie be Pookie. Let's get this money off of these dudes. My heart just won't let me. You sound just like me, Swab. That's the only reason I ain't hustle these dudes. Man, hey, Swab, they keep forgetting I'm from the east side of Detroit. Do they not know I still got hustle in my blood? Man, listen.
Asking to get God.
Bruh. Man, I be throwing so many parties like that dude in Cali. Do it, I would blueprint just like he doing it, and I just do it in Cali and just have all the simps swiping credit cards. He He said, I'm in Cartagena. No power. This shit is crazy. Yeah. Welcome to Colombia. I can't, nothing else I can say about that one. Yeah, man, Dallas. He said, I have mastered the hitch. Will Smith. I know exactly what you're talking about. Programming. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Oh man, no power. We got fires going on down here in Cali, and you guys are dealing with no power in Cartagena. Hopefully it comes back on. He says it's been an hour. Ooh, and it's nighttime too. Yeah, y'all might as well hunker down, like the country boys would say, hunker down, because I don't think they're gonna cut y'all back on to like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Hopefully they do. He said they can't have an audience that is happily, no, that'll never happen, that are happily married, or else Myron and Walter, that's his name, Walter, won't get residual income. If he travels and finds the one, then he will not give them, then they will not give him any more money. That is true too. If these dudes finally find somebody, they will not keep the support. They need dudes that are bitter, dudes that are haunted with hate. That is what they do. He said, hey, Andre, tell them boys, turn the power back on. Bro, I've been there. I was in the middle of a consultation one time, and I was like, okay, let me go ahead and grab a couple of candles, cell phone light. And fortunately, it turned right back on like 20 minutes into the consultation. But I was like, oh, man, because we were like 30 minutes in. So he was like, it's cool, Dre, I got you, bro. But the consultation went great anyway. So I know how you feel, brother. He said it is equestrian riding, horse riding activities. That's where I heard it from.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I didn't know it, man.
Horseback. Let's see if I can get this. Let me write that one down.
Yeah, let me put that in my Spanish dictionary.com. You got it?
Cabajada? Cabajada? I'm trying to see how you pronounce that in Espanol. Cabal. I'm trying to see if the G is making an H sound or a J sound. Cabajada in Spanish.
I think that's it.
I think that is too. But equestrian, you got me on that one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
He said you got me.
He said I never ride a horse before I saw that parade. He said I never ride a horse before, but I saw that parade. I rode a horse in the Grand Canyon. Had a great time, and I fell off the horse. Fell off the horse. But when you fall off a horse, what you supposed to do? Get back on the horse. That's what I did. And actually, I gave the Toastmaster speech about falling off the horse and getting back on. And I used a broomstick as the horse. And I kid you not, when I fell off the horse and I was up under that horse, it was a she. And I was like, well, I think her name was Maria. And I said, Maria, I need you to do me a favor. While I'm looking up at this horse, before I get back on you, I need you to not need to do the number 1 or not need to do the number 2. I need you to hold it, Maria. Hold it until I get back on top of. Let me get back on top of you, girl, and then you can do the number 1 and number 2.
Yeah,
man, I fell in some of those Arkansas. When I fell down. It wasn't hard, but it was the fact that I fell down in some of the because it was my fault because I wasn't sitting in the saddle correctly, and I kind of like that was my bad, and I fell right into the plants in Arkansas, the cactus. Man, that was not fun. That was not fun, but the whole trip was great. He said, what is your best method of learning Spanish? What is your best method? Yeah, I was about to give it to you.
You want me to say it in Spanish? You want me to say it in English? No. Tú necesitas y tú necesitas vivir con una persona. I got stage fright. But anyway, no, you got to live with someone who speaks no English. You got to live with someone who doesn't speak the language. And you could take classes. I've taken classes, but classes to me kind of seem like a little boring. And but yeah, just practice, man. It takes time. You're not gonna learn Spanish. Like, my Spanish isn't good, but I could like talk it like if I'm in a taxi with a taxi driver. But you just got to time. Like, you're not gonna learn it quickly. I thought I could just pull up Duolingo and in a day I would know it, but that's not gonna happen. It's taken me well over a year. I'm still not fluent. My goal is to be fluent in another like 18 months. If I could be fluent in another 18 months, then I'm cool with that. I'm definitely not. I don't know everything. I could defend myself. But yeah, there you go. Tienes que vivir con, yeah, whatever he said. But yeah, you gotta just embrace yourself in the culture. Take maybe a class like once a week, and then just practice, watch movies. And I know it's gonna take time. It's gonna be a process, and it's not gonna happen quick. But my boy ENB90, he's got me.
Yeah, you just gotta live it. Basically, live it. That's basically what he's saying in his statement. In order to understand Spanish, and basically be speaking Spanish on a regular basis, Andre. So yeah,
how's your Spanish?
Man, my Spanish is muy mal, man.
You get there.
True. Man, and my wife's family looking at me like, Andre, it's been 4 years. What are we doing? What are we doing? Grand Canyon is code word for modern women. Fell off the horse. Modern women pussy. Just fell off. Fell right into the cactuses. Shout out to you, Artie Will. Yeah. He says, to clarify, when I said girls in their 20s, he said, I didn't mean party girls. Well, I understood exactly what you were saying. I know what you're talking about, quality women, but they were young. Like, that's why I gave Andre as an analogy. These manosphere guys do offer some value to some degree, but ultimately, and that's a good point, to some degree, but ultimately they do not teach how to get out of the matrix. This is so true. This is so true, brother. He said, MJ said, I used to leave Toastmaster sessions at 23. Then COVID messed up my momentum. He said, I'm 28 now, and I will need to return for sure. Yes, I was a Toastmaster president of our branch. I won Toastmasters city. Well, actually won our branch. I won city. I won regional. And I was on my way to nationals, and I lost to the guy who I beat in regionals, and I was glad for him. We were cool. We were like cool dudes, so we knew each other. So I was glad for him anyway. And I was egotistical anyway. I was like, I'm beating everybody. You know how you winning all the time. I'm winning. This is what I do, and you take it for granted. I get on stage like, yeah. I don't even use all the time, man. I'll use 6 minutes. I think at that time period they gave us like 8 minutes to 10 minutes for a speech. I use 6 minutes. Everybody looking at me like, is that it? Good speech, good speech. My man came behind me and definitely blew it out the water, destroyed what I was doing. He went home after he lost to me. He tweaked his speech, came back on regionals, and he ended up going to nationals. I was so proud of him too. So shout out to him. Shout out to him. Let's go. Let's scroll down. Oh, we about to go back to the video, guys. He said, hey, love crossing borders. I ran into one of my former students' fathers while I was working today. He recognized me from YouTube and shook my hand and told me to keep telling our stories. Thank you. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. I love your stories when you tell how you're meeting all these passport bro dads who influenced their sons to get their passports, and now their sons are traveling. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for keeping us posted. That's what's up. Let's get back to Myron. Let's get back to your boy Myron. Y'all see your boy Myron? Happy as I'm bring that beat back. Bring that beautiful bean footage back. Yeah. Here we go. Let's go.
I'm basically fluent in Spanish, especially Colombian Spanish, the Medellin accent or whatever. You put me in a room with a Cuban, okay, I'm fucking lost. Cuban's a different thing, right? But I'm basically, 100% fluent in Spanish. I hear what they say about us at the restaurants. Again, I have my own perspective. I see in the dating apps all the types of girls and the conversations that they have. I've been here for 7 years, girlfriends and stuff like that. It just sucks. It just sucks. And the last thing I'll wrap up with this video is it's kind of always been this way, but it's changed. And Medellin is like Disneyland now. A 2-bedroom apartment that was $1,000, furnished, extremely luxurious when I came here in 2016, 2017, is now $3 to $4K. Prices are through the roof. It's not a cheap city anymore. That's another thing too. You think it's cheap here? Wrong. Bro, taking a girl out, like pay my Uber, her Uber.
No, I can't hear you.
I'm putting this on pause for a second, guys, because I want to showcase something that I noticed. I don't, and I want to see if you guys notice this too. At this particular party, the guys at this party were not unattractive dudes. At this party, some decent, regular looking dudes. And yet, even though they had money, even though they're in Colombia, even though they have decent looks, you can still be an insecure motherfucker. A lot of dudes, even though you may have the looks and the money, a lot of dudes lead with money because no matter how they look, some of these guys were tall, decent heights, and at the end of the day, still insecure as hell. That comes from not focusing on you getting yourself in order in all areas of life, not just about your money. If you only get your money on track and you don't get your confidence within yourself on track, you're gonna be just like these dudes. You got decent looks, you're making decent money, and as soon as somebody puts you around women, you're the most insecure motherfucker that ever existed. There is
You're
no
bowing down.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, seriously. There is no way in the world I'm sitting up here paying $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 to get into a party, and I got decent looks, decent money, and all I got to do is be a decent dude. But if you insecure, remember what I said, guys. When it comes to us men, all it takes is a hint of something that went wrong in the past to haunt our asses for life. That one chick that did us wrong in junior high school when we were looking awkward, now even though we look good, we still feel insecure around chicks that remind us of that one chick that did us wrong in junior high school. Shout out to Mad Dollars. He said the word equestrian salute, Andre. Yeah, thank you very much. I'm happy we got that word too. Shout out to you guys for sharing. He said, talking about the dad, he also told me that he had that he and other fathers are networking to help other fathers get their passports and their sons. I keep telling you, he said, and I keep telling your stories. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate that. And I appreciate, once again, in all sincerity, that you're sharing with us what the dads and the sons are doing regarding get their passports. He says that equestrian is horseback riding. Thank you very much. Now, you guys giving me the word of the week. Definitely, I appreciate that. But yeah, let's go back to this video, guys. It just kind of hit me. Go ahead.
Yeah, like the guy said, he's like, oh, it's a one bedroom apartment. Now look, on Airbnb, you can spend money. I don't care where you're at in the world. Airbnb will get you. Like, it's fees, it's catered to tourists. They're gonna get you. But to say that Medellin isn't cheap, that's like, you know, that's like he's like like we already know he's generalizing the women. Now he's generalizing like the prices. Now Medellin, you want to spend $3K a month on an apartment? Just put your hand up and tell somebody you're willing to pay $3K a month, because there's so many spots they're renting for $3K a month. For people who don't know, this spot is 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2 balconies, a dining room, a living room, a nice kitchen area with a big pantry area in the kitchen. 2.6 million pesos. My utilities are like 200. I just paid my utility bill, 250K for the month. And food, me and my girl went to the grocery store. We bought all the food for the entire month. We spent, and I probably go back and a little bit, but basically to have like breakfast and dinner and maybe a lunch for the entire month, we spent 800,000 pesos. So basically put all in, not even like, and then just call it, you know, going out for like, you know, a date or some restaurant or to have some fun. You can live here 1,000, 1,500 all in expenses. Anybody who says you, like, I see this guy on TikTok, he's telling people, if you want to live in Medellin, you need 5K. No, you don't. You need 2K. If you have 2K, you're good. You get it. You maybe in the beginning you might need it because of, you know, a little bit more because of Airbnb. But if you're able to get a, you know, and you can get a digital nomad visa, all you have to do is show that you make at least $700 per month online and can work anywhere. If you have 2Gs, I'm not saying you're going to be in Guatapé doing helicopter tours or on jet skis every weekend, but you can get an apartment. And I actually seen a cheaper apartment than this one. I just found this one. I found one, but it was a bit too small because a lot of these rooms have like 3 bedrooms because people live a lot in a house. But dude, what I seen for like 3.5 and 4, oh my gosh, if I would have spent 1,000 per month in US dollars, I'd be living in a penthouse. I seen something on like the 40th floor, all the way in the top of the mountains for 4 million pesos a month. But you can live good for 1,500. If you have 2Gs, oh, you're chilling. You're chilling. If you have more than that, you're probably going to be saving. Or if you want to rent a house, you can rent a house. You can rent a house for like 1,300 a month unfurnished. When you go unfurnished, you save. You know how it is. When you go unfurnished, you cut your living expenses by a third, fourth.
Yep.
So someone saying that you need 3-4K a month, on Airbnb and going out every night and going on dates every night, you probably need 5K a month. To live how I live with my lady, who is an excellent cook, 1,500 a month, 1,200 a month. I'm chilling.
Absolutely. You sound just like me. Same expenses, same costs. That's what I tell guys. And that's taking care of 2 people. That's taking care of 2 people. And so a lot of guys don't realize it is not that. When I see guys, I say this all the time. If you are spending more than $2,000 a month in Colombia, you tricking. And you may be, let's be real with it. You tricking. You out there, you paying for, and I don't mean tricking in the sense of pay for play. I mean that you taking this woman on dates, that woman on dates, that woman on dates. You're at the clubs all the time. You're partying. You're popping bottles. That's where your money is going. Now you're at $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month in Medellin or in Cali or in Cartagena. But to live here and still enjoy yourself and still have your date time and maybe y'all go to the club maybe once or twice a month if y'all like that, or y'all might be a movie couple like Andrea and I are too. You can do other things. And now you still under your $2,000 to $2,200 budget, $1,500 budget. But for all you guys that sit up there and y'all blowing $5,000, dude. Hey, Felix, there's a dude that was in Medellin, dude. Kid you not. This was like a couple years ago. $100,000 gone in 6 months in Medellin. USD.
He's tricking and he's tripping. He's doing both because there's no
way.
$4,000
a chick.
That's crazy. There's no need to do that. You don't even need to do that. Like that to me honestly sounds like I go to the ATM. I go to the ATM every week and I pull out and this is for like menu of the day, just to have money. I pull out 300,000 pesos every week. And sometimes it lasts longer than the week. That, for anybody who doesn't know, that's like 70 bucks. Try to have 70 bucks in the States. If you go to the gas station, the money's gone. You have 70 bucks here. I mean, a plate of food could cost you 10. Something, maybe a little grocery run that you need to hold you down for the week might cost you 100K. Now you still have $40. You don't realize $40 in the States, it's gone. It's already gone. As fast as you could say it, it's gone. $40 here, you could eat for 3 days. You could, if you're a guy that wants to grab a few drinks, you could get a 6-pack of beer for 20K. Like, it's so inexpensive that if you're spending, that's crazy. 100K in 6 months. Whew.
6 months.
That's
I'm
crazy.
like, damn. True story. 100K in 6 months.
That's crazy. I can't even imagine that much. That's nuts.
You
could literally. I just heard about a family member of mine in the States. They have a 2-bedroom. They're in New York. They have a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom with a den. And I think my mother told me they're paying $46.50 a month. And I have a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom with 2 balconies, and I pay, and it's good because if the peso goes up, my dollar goes down. So my rent could be as cheap as if it goes back to December price where the peso was 5,001, my rent is like 500 a month. So for this guy to say you need 4,000 a month, you need 4,000 a month if you're living like, if you want to be like you want to be a ball player and ball out. Yeah, but I ball out on 1,500 a month. You don't need that much. Don't let people fool you thinking you need 3-4K a month. You don't.
And especially if you're that's in Medellin. Yep,
yeah,
you said it's in Medellin.
If you want to chill, like somebody said 2K is enough in Medellin. Yeah, 2K is enough. Yeah. You don't need more than that. You can get an apartment for 500-600, and that's a lot. My girl had a 1-bedroom before we started living together for 1 million pesos a month. That's 250 bucks. Yep.
And I like what EMB said. He said, and that's strata 4 and 5.
Yeah.
You know, so you're even getting those deals in decent areas. We're in strata 5. So believe you me, I can attest to what you're saying. Definitely attest to what you're saying. And that's why when we see guys come down here on vacation mode, vacationers pay those extra prices. But when you live here, the prices, I kid you not, man, it took me a minute to realize that your prices are cut substantially when you live in Colombia. It is crazy that you don't, man, y'all pay out the ass to travel to Colombia as a vacationer.
Oh, yeah, you get taxed. You get taxed. Like I said, if you want to pay $3K a month, and I was in a Facebook group, and the foreigners go in there like pray. They go, hey, I'm looking for a nice spot. My budget's $3K a month. Oh, your inbox. You'll have an apartment that you could rent same day. And it'll be a nice spot. But why pay $3K a month when you could pay $700? Even that's a lot. Your rent could be about $500 a month. That's 5 to 7 is a good number. And for a nice spot.
You paying 7, you getting you a nice little spot in Colombia.
Yeah.
You paying 7, you 700. We're talking about $700, guys. You getting you a nice little spot in Colombia in any of the cities. Even in Bogota, you get you a nice piece of apartment. Yes, yeah, he's absolutely correct. All right, guys. Let's finish off this video. I know you guys got a lot of comments about a lot of things. Let's go back to the video.
One appetizer that we split. We each get an entree, of course, and then maybe a single drink. Well, it's like $100. It's like $100. It's like taking a girl out in Omaha, Nebraska, or Cincinnati, Ohio, or Pittsburgh, PA. Like, it's not even a cheap city anymore. So you're coming here, you're dating, the bottom of the barrel women, and culturally, not looks wise, right? Like, as a gringo foreigner with some money, you'll still get beautiful women, but when I say bottom of the barrel, I mean bottom of the barrel culturally, sex working. So it's like, I don't even see why a guy would come here anymore. the expat community is just completely blue-pilled. I can't say what I want to say about them on YouTube without getting canceled, but yeah, they're just completely blue-pilled imps, if you know what I'm trying to say. Can I say simp on YouTube? They're just completely blue-pilled simps for the most part. Again, the girls that are open to dating you as a gringo are complete garbage. You get scammed everywhere you go. I would go to another city, another country, but not Medellin, Colombia. Sorry for what you heard on TikTok. Again, you get these guys, you know, they come from, you know, God knows where, XYZ city in America. And like I said, they just experience feminine women, like actual women for the first time, right? In America, we have like females, like 2X chromosomed human beings, but I wouldn't really call them like women. I think like to be a woman, you have to be feminine. What is a woman anyway? We can't even answer this question, right? But yeah. So I hope you found my B-roll of my parties and girls entertaining. I hope you found my rant entertaining. If you want to outsource your entire online dating life to me or have me help you create a rockstar dating life, get photos and content, whatever you need, go to redbeardrans.net. That's all I got, guys. Thanks for watching me rant. Hope I saved some guys the agony of putting their whole life here and then realizing it was just a facade. But anyway, that's it. Peace.
So it was a pitch. It was a pitch. The guy who commented, it's a pitch. It was a pitch the whole time. It was just an advertisement.
That's all it was. To make it seem like you couldn't find a good woman on your own. Therefore, if you come down here, there's nothing but women that are paid for play. If you come down here, there's nothing but party women. Therefore, you need us. You need our services to help you maneuver to find a good woman. It's all BS. It really is. All BS, man. Goodness gracious. Shout out to Law Dog. He said, my apartment in Bogota is Estrada 6, which is one of the best areas. I know exactly where you are. Me and Andrea always, when we go to Bogota, we're in Estrada 6. It was $550 a month with 24/7 security, of course, in Estrada 6, and a good view, rooftop terrace. We got that too. To hang out. Absolutely correct. Shout out to you, Law Dog. That sounds like a good spot. A good spot. He said that sounds about right, especially back in 2020 when the Colombian pesos was 5,000. 2022 when the Colombian pesos were 5,001. Man, at this time period, our rent went down to from $380 a month for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, vaulted ceilings, all utilities included, all everything. Because we got to, like you said earlier, when you got a unfurnished apartment, it's even more of a, cut thick, as far as the rent, the price goes down. Our price actually went down to, just because of the dollar value went up, like $300 a month. 280.
How many pesos? How many millions of pesos is your rent?
Right now we are at 1,400,000.
Wow.
We're in zone 5, 12-foot vaulted ceilings, washer and dryer unit. We got a parking garage for our truck. We got security. We got the terrace upstairs. We're right next door to Lemon Tree Park. So we don't even have any neighbors on our side. We live in a neighborhood surrounded by houses, only 3 floors in our apartment building. We got washer and dryer unit, the stacked units. We've got all utilities included. Our cable, our Wi-Fi, and our internet is included. Everything is included. We just had to provide furniture, and we got the island stove and countertop. Yeah, everything. We got 8 foot closets.
That's incredible. You can't even rent a room. I remember when I was back in the States. I remember this guy. I mean, I know people hate comparison to the States and Colombia, but it's no worth saying because of how expensive the States is. I know this guy that was who I used to like work with and stuff, and he said that he was paying $750 for a room.
Damn.
For a room. And I don't even pay. Like I said, my rent is a little high, but it's Medellin. Medellin prices are going up, but still, my rent's $650, 2.6 million pesos for 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2 balconies, almost 20th floor, pool included, gym, parking space, little garage in the parking area, security, right next to a grocery, perfect location. You can't beat it for $600. Like, when you realize how far your money goes here, I don't see why anybody would live in the States.
And you sit back, you see in the States where they're struggling. I just dropped a video, the one that everybody's talking about with the how the church is feeling about passport bros, and I put in some stats about the United States. 40% of all Americans don't even have $400 in a bank account for emergency funds. 57% of all Americans don't even have $1,000 if their refrigerator broke down. They need to buy a new refrigerator right now. I've had Americans, and you maybe attest to this, Felix, as well. I've had Americans reach out to me from motherfucking North America to borrow money. You reaching out to me, I got people that reach out to me from another goddamn continent. And I know I ain't the only one. It's tight in the States. You got cities already in California where gas is $8.99 a gallon.
Oh man, that hurts.
Brother,
just here.
I would buy me a motherfucking horse or a bicycle. I'd be a swing riding motherfucker. I wish the fuck somebody would talk about my swing riding ass. I had me one of them helmets on and shit with the strap, like I'm delivering some shit. I'm telling you, I'd be the best swing ride. I wish the hell I would be right. I'd just be instead of taking 15 minutes, it'd take me 45 minutes to ride to work because I'm riding my damn swing through traffic. Ain't no way in hell. I'm spoiled. I'm price spoiled. I ain't gonna lie. I'm price spoiled in Colombia.
Yeah. No, you got it.
I know when you went back to the States, it was sticker shock like a motherfucker.
Oh my gosh, it was nuts. I know it was in a hotel, so I mean I know I was asking for it. But I ordered 2 shots. I ordered a double shot, like neat, just in a glass with a soda on the side. You want to take a guess at how much it costs, or do you want me to tell you so you could fall at your chair?
How much?
$50. 2 shots
Damn.
in a glass with a Coke on the side.
Damn.
$50. I know it was in a hotel, so listen, I know I'm kind of asking for it, but $1,500 for a room.
$1,500. That's the States, baby.
I think in the States, to be honest, maybe I'm wrong on this. I think you need $10K to live a decent life. To live the same life me and you live here, the same quality, I think you need 10 grand per month.
I said 12 because I always put in the 2,000 for emergency fund. Because you have your little monthly expenses for here, little breakdowns of this.
Up to 15.
Yeah.
You might as well just pump it up to 50. You need 15K to live a quality life, not in a room, not in a 1-bedroom apartment. I'm talking you can move around, a living room, a parking space. You need $15,000 a month.
I agree with that 1,000%. In any city of Colombia. I'll say that again. In any city of Colombia. 15K give you a really good life.
No, in the States, you mean any city in the States.
Oh no, I don't know about the States.
No, 15,000 is how much you need to live in the States per month.
Per month?
Yeah.
No, I was saying here in Colombia per year.
Per year.
Oh, you're saying in the States they need 15. Shoot, man, for the States.
That's what I think you need per month to live a good life in the States per month. I think, I could be wrong, 10 to 15K.
Oh, to live a really good life? Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, maybe 10. Call it 10,000 per month in the States.
I can see that.
It's insane.
I can see that. He said, cost of living in North America cannot compare to Colombia or Thailand or any other so-called developing country U.S. brothers are traveling to. That's true. And you know what? And I don't feel bad about it. I don't go through what some people call that guilt that you go through because your family and friends are back home and they are struggling, dealing with I don't feel that guilt. Not me. You are not. Here's to all you Americans that stay home. For real, thank you.
I got one of these. Everybody's got one of these.
There you go.
You can get one.
Mm-hmm. That's true. He said, I feel lucky I own my own. He said, I feel lucky I own my own home. Rent is crazy. Yes, it is. Crazy. He said, bro, the states ain't that high. No, what we were saying is if you want to live a really good life, the average person can't afford $10K a month. We know that. We're talking about if you want to live a good life in certain areas, yes, you're coming out that $10K. If you want to live a good life, you coming out that money. Believe you me. Goodness gracious, it is expensive. A 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom will cost you in Indianapolis, in Naptown. Shout out to Nap. $2,200 a month, bro. Utilities and rent. Just graduated college. Shit is crazy expensive for all you dudes that don't rent. Plus, starting October 1st, y'all got to start paying them college debt loans back. That's been on hold for 3 years and all the interest rate built up. And in the United States right now, y'all looking at another federal government shutdown. If they don't get the budget together by October 1st. Oh man, damn, Gina. He said, "Damn my car, dude. I am not even used to the price of car notes in the States. I've been hearing dudes just a regular car note like $550, $700 for a regular ass brand new car.
A Honda.
$700. Dude, my mind's still wrapped around when I left, when everything was like a nice car, you paying like $300, $350 a month. You got a nice piece of car when I announced. God dang. Man, y'all can have that. I ain't gonna pretend like I want to go back to the States. I ain't dragging nobody to the States. I ain't taking nobody to the. No, y'all can have that shit. No. He said, then my car note and insurance is $500. Damn, bro. And dude.
So that guy right there, just his bills. Call it $3K a month. Just his bills to eat, miscellaneous. Just call it. You might even have to call it $4K a month. That's just to live.
Not including his college, whatever his monthly note's going to be for college when they start hitting him up to pay back for school. He didn't put his groceries off in there. Damn. Boy, no wonder fat girls in the United States think they're the shit, because all y'all moving in with them. Y'all moving in with the fat chick. Keep y'all money in y'all pocket. I ain't mad at you. He said, my next purchase will be not in the country I live in now. Yeah, man. Go ahead, brother. Yeah. He said, you pay $1,500 a month for a room in Pennsylvania? It's in a castle. Now leave him alone. Not a warm weather area. Yeah, for real. I could see if that was like Florida, Tampa, or Orlando. Oh, he's in Canada. No wonder. Toronto? Man, Toronto was expensive when I was a kid. So I can imagine how much it is now. You say 500 USD, 2-bedroom apartment in Strata 4 in Santa Marta, 10 minutes from the airport, and 10 from the beach in the mall. Not 10 miles, 10 kilometers from the beach in the mall. Oh, 60. Oh, okay. That's not bad. That's not a bad size either. It's not a bad size either for the price. He said, MB, you got me sold. My friend likes Santa Marta. I was just talking to somebody today about Santa Marta doing a consultation. Very chill and beautiful. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh, they said 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes. 10 minutes from the mall and all that other area. So 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes from the beach and the mall. Can't beat that, man. I don't say what, man, listen, I understand some of y'all got kids to take care of. You got to still take care of your mama back home in the States and your dad. I got you. You got friends in the States. You got responsibilities. But as soon as you get done with all that, dude, y'all need to get out the States, man. And I'm not just talking about just some visit type shit. You need to find out while you take care of your kid, your daughter is 9. That gives you about a good 11 more years to create an online presence, an online fingerprint with some type of business or online. You could do something that you can have your online presence in 11 years and also save money. I don't care if you're writing books, mini series. I don't care what you're doing, but you need, bro, y'all, man. See, what they're doing is, like I mentioned to somebody else, they're allowing in all those immigrants because they know a lot of us about to leave that motherfucker. We about to leave, and they need to replace those taxpayers. So what do? Open up the floodgate, let them all come in to replace all of us that are leaving. Y'all can have that, man. I just found out something today about an immigrant, a very famous first generation U.S. citizen. Her family came across the border. Linda Carter, Wonder Woman, is Mexican. I did not know that. The Wonder Woman we grew up with, spinning around in a circle, she is actually Mexican. Her grandmother snuck across the borders into America, raised her family there, and now we had the Wonder Woman that we grew up with in the 70s. But she's actually Mexican. I did not know that. So yeah, man. He said, I have October 1st, November, and December left on my, he's got 3 months, in other words, left on my $2,000 lease here in, man, I forget the area that, West Palm Beach, Florida. And I'll be done, and I'm out of here. Yeah, man. Yeah, exactamente. Yeah, man, dude, man, y'all, ooh. When I saw that headline of the gas prices in that one town, and I think it's 1 or 2 towns in California, and it was $8.99. $8.99. We're not even talking about how much the diesel dudes are paying. You truck drivers? That's crazy. We're about to wrap this video up, guys. We've been here for almost 4 hours. Shout out to my man. He hung out with us. I know he's ready to get some sleep. I'm ready to get some sleep. All you guys are ready to get some sleep. Make sure you guys, once again, I'm going to drop the link one more time, even though Soprano has done a great job tonight. Make sure you guys subscribe to our brothers. There's 103 people here right now. 103 people here right now. Our goal is 80 new subscribers for my man's channel. Make sure that you guys subscribe to the Giant Traveler channel. It's got some great content coming out of Medellin, dude. I'm telling you guys. So you want to take advantage of it. And while you're there, you'll see opportunities to subscribe to his other channels. See how that works? He says to answer the student loan question of, oh, wow, he's paying $421 a month for his student loan. He said, I'm back in school for sales engineering, working in real estate currently, and trying to get out next year. I ain't mad at you, brother. At least you got a game plan. A lot of dudes don't even have that. But we're out of here. Make sure you subscribe to my brother's channel. Do not embarrass me. Subscribe to that brother's channel.
Thank you so much for having me on, man. I really appreciate it. It was a great time.
Oh,
and your audience is cool people.
Oh yeah, man. You good people too, man. Anytime you want to come on, man, Felix, just let me know and we'll set it up, man. You a good individual, man. You really good brother. And I'm glad to hear the testimony that you have in Medellin regarding finding love, good relationships, how dating is supposed to work, and we got a chance to kind of like dissect the other guy's video together. I'm happy about that, man. You know,
We finished it, right?
Yeah, we finished it. We're done. We're done.
Okay.
That's
cool.
why he had his Instagram, everything at the end.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. That we came to the realization that it was a sales pitch. Okay,
That's
cool.
all.
I forgot. Okay, cool. Yeah, I appreciate you having me on, man, and thank you so much. Totally super grateful.
All right, we're up out of here. You have a great evening, man. I'm about to relax with my lady friend, with my girl, Andrea Wales Spence, the wifey. And you have a good time with your woman as well.
Thank you,
Enjoy it.
man.
All right, brother.